technical difficulties there. So now, though, we're ready to actually get going here. So let's Did you just Dr. Evil slow chair your way around there?
No.
Oh. I'm sitting here. I have been stressing out, and I'm sitting here. I was working with the technical difficulties over here, and I come back around, and I'm trying to be all serious, and you're gonna Dr. Evil your way around there.
I do like your Drake shirt, though.
Yeah, the Drake totes. All right. Um,
A sign of someone who's probably spent too much money on a game.
Yeah, you're not wrong. But how much have you guys spent on D&D? Let's put it into. See?
don't you dare ask me that question.
Just saying, it's the same thing.
Don't you dare ask me that
The
question.
same thing.
Can you ever take the D&D servers offline?
Technically, yes. 3.5. 2.
Whoa. Not the same thing.
Sorry, I
But-
sidetracked us.
Speaking of D&D, see that? If you say things with that emphasis, it's a segue, no matter what it is you're actually saying. But seriously, speaking of D&D, so let's actually get into this. I can't remember what music I had picked out for tonight, so I'm going to play with this for just a second.
So, quick recap of what happened last time.
Hey, look, there we go.
We made it to Krillek's hometown of Hanana, where everybody kind of split off, went their own directions. Krillek went to go visit his dear old uncle. Let's see. Who was it? Carrick, Dee, Ari, and Lily went out to check out the local flair.
I went to the inn to go get rumors, see if anybody's seen anybody. And they had.
Ari was looking for her father. Most everybody stayed at the inn except for Lily and Krillek, who ended up on the boat. And then that's when Krillek realized that the area he had just come from was it was glowing in the sky. So he hauled ass over there without like any second thought. Lily got mad that he ran off. Eventually, Dee, Carrick, and Ari met up over there as well and saw that the Turtle Old Folks Home was on fire due to some lizard folk coming through and trying to take over Hanana. A little fighting ensued. The lizard folk, most of them got taken out. A lot of turtles got rescued thanks to Lily and her fast thinking and healing stuff. And then a lot got pulled out thanks to Dee, Carrick, and Socks. I think Socks might have done a little bit.
Are we sure they
Krillek
were
did
trying
a little
to
bit.
take over the town, or were they targeting someone in particular?
At this point, we don't know.
Yeah, because I mean, if I was going to take over a town, I wouldn't focus on the old folks' home.
No, but 2 were missing after that.
Yeah, but I'm thinking there was a target there.
Eventually, after looking around, Krillek was not able to find his uncle, but he did find a possible location where he could be heading. And instead of chasing after, he was talked down to hold off and wait. And that's, I believe, where we left off.
That would be correct.
Give it an inspiration.
Take it. All right, so I guess this is actually that was good. That was good music for your guided inspiration there, but I think we should probably go with something maybe a little bit more cinematic on this one. Let's see what we can find here. What has this? Is this it going? Yeah, there we go. All right. So it is the dead of night at this point. I think if I recall correctly, about the time you discovered the fire, it was probably closer to around 11 o'clock. So at this point, everything having happened at the rate that it did, it's only been probably about half an hour. But Krillok, we're going to come back to you have taken up a perch on a stump. Your kobold first mate standing there next to you, and your other traveling companions and friends around you.
Question for the DM: do I know any Luxodons in this area that can help us put out the fire?
Why do you do this to me? There are no Loxodon in the world
All
of
right,
Tiermora.
just wanted to check.
There's
Because I
a
figured
bird
they'd be
crawling
really
in
good
my way.
firefighters.
Sorry about that.
Okay. Honestly, I'm Acrylic's just gonna sit there and just kind of mope. Not really mope, but he's more like planning out his revenge, and just like he's just envisioning what he is eventually going to do to these lizard folk when he finally catches up with them. And he's just kind of sharpening his axe too while he's just sitting there.
Okay. It's not long that your party's gathered at this point, and the other turtles, if you'll recall correct, if you recall, there were two turtles that were at the home whenever you arrived that were fighting off a small band of lizard folk outside of the burning building. There were two more that were making their way from the town to at the same time and in the same direction, obviously towards the fire, with Carrick, Dee Dee, and Ari. If you'll remember, you kind of took pace with them on your way out of the inn in the direction of the burning building. Now, obviously, there's been some movement during the time that you've been sitting there and sort of regaining what composure, catching your breath, what have you. As you as a group are sitting there, you can see that there's a lot more activity now in the area, as it seems like they've given up trying to fight the inferno at this point. It's just sort of continued to burn. Um, there are more turtles that are continuing to converge on the area that are tending to those that were wounded. They have started being carted off to a triage, and during this time, you can see that there's another turtle that showed up that's a little bit bigger than the others, and you're familiar, Krilok, with this turtle in particular. This is Kinlek, and you know him as he's an old fisher turtle that lives farther to the east, closer to the ocean. And typically, you don't see him too often around town, but he seems to be conversing with the other turtles that are over there, currently dealing with the aftermath of the situation. And I sincerely doubt that you're paying too much attention, but for the rest of you, if you're kind of keeping an eye on the movings and the comings and goings at this point, you would probably see that there's been a few fingers pointed in your direction a couple of times, and he's had a few conversations with some other turtles, and he sort of is looking your way right now while he's conversing with someone else. Does anybody have anything that they want to do? I know Krilok is pretty focused on what's going on with his axe there.
I'd like to see if I notice it. I don't know if I would, because I'll be kind of staring over at Kurlog.
Okay. If your focus would be on Krilok, you can do a perception check. All right. Yeah. With a 4, you're pretty focused on your buddy. Dee Dee's a young guy, so the excitement of the night, in and out of a burning building, pulling free who you could, getting that adrenaline high, and then immediately coming down, finding out what happened with Krilok's uncle. You're just kind of focused on him. but if nobody else is going to do anything, after a few minutes, he sort of starts making his way over. So, I hear that you all acted the heroes this evening. We owe you a great debt of thanks.
Just doing. I don't know why we're still here.
Carrick, I
Yeah.
think you're talking, but we ain't hearing you. Dim technical difficulties, though.
Just doing what people would do.
Did he came up to us? Is that what you said?
Yes.
And sorry, I was looking for my pen and it was driving me crazy. I couldn't find it, so I found it now. I'm good. I'm focusing.
Okay.
What did he say?
He just said, I hear that you all acted the heroes tonight, and we owe you a great bit of debt. You saved quite a few lives that would have been lost otherwise, from what I'm told.
Oh, it was crazy. There's just so much going on. But I think we're missing some people though. Some people are missing though.
Missing?
Yeah. Krillok's dad or uncle. I didn't catch that.
Yeah. Either way, I don't know why we're still here.
So at this moment, a bit of recognition sort of crosses his features, and he looks over at Krillok. Krillok? Clintrap's missing?
Yeah, the damn lizard folk took him.
They've been more bold lately. I never would have expected something like this. They've poked at us, taken a few out that weren't in Hanana, but this is a new level of bold. I'm sorry. He kind of walks over, and you can tell, like, if you're looking up, you can see as he raises his hand and he's thinking about putting it on your shoulder, but he kind of changes his mind. So anyone that's not Krillok would definitely see this, but Krillok, I don't know how focused you are on that axe blade.
Very much so.
I figured.
We're heading out first, like to go see if we can find him.
I wonder, should I go? Do you think there's places open now? I could just go get my gear, so I'm not slowing everything down.
What do you need? We'll get it for you. And he turns and he yells, and it's just, he doesn't address anyone in particular, just, hey! And a turtle starts making their way quickly in your direction. What do you need?
I'm just gonna look kind of blank faced. I think a lot of things, to be honest. I'm not really sure what I need and don't need.
He's kind of looking at you a little blank.
It's my first time out, and I didn't say nothing when we left, so I kind of left with nothing.
Rations, weapons. What can I get you? You tell me. I'll see what I can do.
We definitely need rations.
Yeah. Yeah. On the vegan side,
Cooking supplies
meat
would be
really
good. You can't hear me, right? Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, yes. Definitely rations. Some rations would be good to be able to cook with and
And a backpack.
Yeah.
I'm tired of carrying this bedroll around.
All right, a backpack, some rations. I'll see what we can do for cooking supplies. I don't know what we'll be able to find just this night before morning, but I'll get what I can.
any sort of vegetables and we'll get some meats out in the swamp.
I don't imagine you're going to be going more than 1 or 2 days in before you find where you're looking for.
You
Yeah, I
know
would imagine that.
exactly where their camp is, or just a direction?
No, I don't know exactly. It's farther in the swamp. I know that. It's just over the river and in. It's hard to tell.
I do have a good idea the direction we do need to go, but
Well, most of the time, by the time we figure out that something's happened and someone's gone missing, the trail's too cold for us to follow. So if you already have a trail, it's
So
better
let's
than we
not
normally
wait
do.
around. Let's go.
We can forage on the way. Let's get Dee Dee his bag and a few things and just go.
Okay, so just a bag, some rations, whatever we can find for cooking, anything else, just
Maybe
And
a tent, a real tent, if you guys have any. I know you're turtles.
an axe would be nice.
an axe. How big of an axe? You talking like a small hand axe, or you talking
Yeah,
like a
small
big
hand
great
axe.
axe?
Cut some wood, stuff like that.
Okay, small hand axe. Got it. And he kind of turns to the other turtle and says, "You getting all this?" And he,
this is a lot of things to carry. You wouldn't happen to have one of those bags of holding that we can at least borrow. We'll bring it back, and you can have it back, but it might help with the trucking through this swamp.
I don't know. I mean, I can ask. I can ask the people what they have, what they would normally be selling. I'm gonna have to knock on some doors to get this stuff together. Um, I'm gonna have to find people. Obviously, people are a little spread out right now, considering.
Yeah, we wouldn't want to waste too much time, but like Lily said, we do need to get going. We don't want the trail to go cold.
Okay. All right. All right. Um,
Torches. We're probably gonna need torches. 'Cause I don't wanna
Torches.
fall in-
Oh, yeah,
I
torches.
don't, I don't, I don't want to fall in the river again.
Carrick, I have a bag of holding. Wait,
well, look. Here's. I can handle this right now. I know one. I know one person in particular. I can probably get all this from there. I don't know that I'm going to find a bag of holding from him, but and he kind of turns and talks to the other turtle, and he takes off in the direction towards the town proper. Anything else before? I mean, he's gone, but I've got, and he kind of gestures towards 3 or 4 other turtles that are standing at the building as it's continuing to burn closer to the ground.
Oh, a place to fill my water skin back up. That would be nice.
Water, I can handle that. That's easy.
Because yeah, that was used. Other than that, I think we should go. Why are we waiting? I don't understand. We have torches.
He so he goes off. We'll get your stuff together. And he before he moves away, Krilak, he does reach down and kind of pats on your shoulder lightly, and he just turns and he makes his way back towards his militia soldiers that are standing over in the area. Um, so at this point, though, Socks is going to turn Krilak. Hey, buddy. Do you, I feel like I should go with you. Is that all right? Are we gonna? Is it okay to leave the boat, or should I go with you? Should I stay with the boat? I don't know what to do, buddy.
Boat should be fine here. I'm gonna leave it up to you if you actually want to go. I can't promise you that you'll be safe there, but you're more than welcome to come along.
Hey, man. I'll get you back. I'm always here for you. If you think the boat's fine, then we're good to go. I tell you what, though, I am gonna have to make a run back to it, and then I'll be right back. All right, don't leave without me then.
All right, make it.
All right. So Socks the kobold in his tight-fitting night watch cap takes off towards the direction of the ship. Okay. Last call. Was there anything else that you guys needed to ask for before we move forward?
No, I'm ready to go.
Nope. Dee thinks he asked for everything he needs.
All right.
I don't even need to wait for this stuff to come back.
All right. It's not too long. You see as another turtle takes off. The first one returns. He's got 2 backpacks that seem to be completely stuffed full. Then you see as Kinlek takes both backpacks and drapes them over his shoulder. The second turtle comes back and he starts handing off what appears to be water skins. From what you can see at a distance, it looks like it's just different water skins. And he kind of takes all those onto one shoulder. And as he's making his way back, Socks returns, and Socks has just kind of a small. It's like a child-sized rucksack. He's about 2.5 feet tall, so it's pretty big on him, but it's about child-sized, and he kind of makes his way up, and you can see his bedroll rolled onto it and everything, covered in dust. It's obvious that it hasn't left the ship in a while, but so as Kinlek approaches back to the party, all right, I couldn't find a bag of holding or anything like that, but here's this, and he takes one of the backpacks off and he hands it directly to you, DD, and he says, "This is an explorer's backpack, an explorer's kit. So it's stocked, and that's just going to be as per the player's handbook, an explorer's. Is it explorer's kit? Is it explorer's bag? I think it's explorer's kit. So anything that you see in that for the PHB is what you've got in it.
The explorer's pack.
Thank you. Pack. That's the word I was looking for. All right. And on the bottom of your backpack, there is, on the top of it, it has your bedroll tied to it, and on the bottom of it, it's got a 2-person tent that's strapped onto it. The other backpack, yeah, for DD. The other backpack has another 2-person tent that's strapped onto the bottom of it. It has an extra bedroll tied to the top of it, and it appears to be full of just dried rations. So you're looking at like nuts, dried fruits, and well, not as much meat as you would see normally in like a normal kit, but again, it's turtles, so it's a lot of like dried vegetables and fruits for the most part, and nuts, some berries, but it's pretty substantially packed. So the pack itself is full of rations that would fit the entire party for 2 days. Oh, and he takes that off and he kind of holds it out, and on his arm still there is five full water skins.
What was the last thing you said? The very last thing that was there?
5 full water skins.
I'll take one of the water skins and I'm gonna tie it to my my belt.
I too will take one.
I didn't find who I needed to find cooking supplies, but when you come back,
It's okay. We'll be fine without it.
when you come back, whatever you want. Krilok. Who's the other? Everything's turned upside down right now. I can't find head nor tail of who's all actually here and who isn't. Who's the other that's missing?
Pretty sure it's Tonka.
All right. The 2 of them, you'll find them. They'll be all right. He pats you on the shoulder one more time. And he says, "All right, then. Happy hunting. If you want to rest, you can always get some rest before you go. You've got a couple hours before sunlight. But if you want to go now, I understand."
I say we go now.
Ready to go half an hour ago, but I was going to hold off because it wasn't right.
They have a 2-hour head start on us. We're not going to find them before daylight.
I'm gonna look at Krilok and. Are you ready? You feel good about this right now?
I'm going to stand up, throw the X in the back, and just start walking.
All right.
We'll go with him.
Okay. Ooh, 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 ooh. All right, so you start going through the swamp. It's easy to pick up the trail where your owl familiar had found it originally. And you can see as it continues into the swamp, Do make. I need somebody. I imagine everyone is helping, but I need at least one person that is going to be leading the tracking on this in the swamp. That's going to make a survival check with advantage.
Well, I'm night blind, so if we don't have ways around, I'm gonna have to be using a torch. Is that gonna be hindrance to us?
That good?
That's good. If you want to have a torch lit, that's between you might want. That's something the party would talk out, not.
Yeah, it was more directed towards the party than you.
I would say we probably would not want to have a torch lit
Then I will need to be guided.
at this point. Yeah, we'll and if we do have a source of light, I can help, and I will leave. I can use prestidigitation, and I can cause some faint light so that they don't fall. Using that, I can
We can have
I-
Kerluck in the
spark-
front, Carrick, Ari, and me, and then Dee Dee, because Kerluck can see in the dark and I can see in the dark. So I got the back covered.
Okay, so I'll guide them, and as anytime we come across anything that might trip them, I'll use prestidigitation to make a little shower of sparks over top of any logs so that they don't trip as we walk through,
Okay.
so that we don't have to worry about rolling anything for loud noises so they don't trip.
Okay. Roll for sparkles. No, I'm just kidding.
Roll sparkles.
So this trek goes on for a few hours. You can see that based off of the trail that you're following, Krillock, there's probably you got a 20 on survival.
Yeah.
There appears to be another 6. So you imagine this was probably a clean dozen of lizard folk that made the initial approach on Hanana. So there's at least another 6. There's another pair of footprints that is Tortle, just based off of size and shape. And then there's another set of footprints that seems a little bit more staggered, a little bit more erratic. Those every now and then turn into drag marks, like someone being drugged, and then eventually there's not footprints or drag marks anymore, but it seemed like they were laid out and then like they were just hoisted based off the footprints around them.
All right, I'm gonna keep on keeping on then. Just keep on going through and take a mental note of that. I don't know if I don't think I really pass that off to anybody, but I mean, they would obviously see me kneeling down on the ground and kind of playing that all out in my head.
Fair enough. All right, let me get another survival with advantage, please, because I'm sure everyone's helping as best they can in what ways they do. Okay. You start to hit a bit more thick patches of swamp that leads to some deeper pools, some larger bodies of water within the swamp. The wildlife, it's starting to get back to that uncomfortable nighttime that you've become familiar with the swamp for the past week. Just when you all thought you were going to get sleep in a good bed. So the trail gets a little bit more muddled. You are pretty sure you're still following it, but it is definitely not as clear anymore. It's less following footprints and tracks this deep in the mushy ground as it is trying to find things that have been upset, if that makes sense.
Do I notice him becoming a little muddled on what he's seeing?
Everybody's trying to help with the tracking on this. I'm not going to say that you would notice that he's becoming muddled because I imagine Krillock is probably the picture of stoic confidence at this moment because he's on a mission. So I won't speak for Krillock in saying that you would notice anything, but if Krillock himself would say something, it's kind of up to Krillock.
You got this. I may look a little flustered, but still extremely confident.
Well, if he looks flustered, I'm going to ask him, do you need me to send the owl up to look around a little bit?
Yeah, go ahead.
When he says that, I'm going to snap my fingers and the owl's going to poof out and I'm going to tell him to, I'll let him know that what we're looking for is what we had looked for the previous night. I tell him, go forward and look. And when he does, I'm going to put my hand on the person nearest me. And my eyes will glaze over and I'll look through the eyes, see what I see.
All right. So your owl poofs out, and it sort of looks at you, lets out a and takes off. And the tree foliage again is sort of dense in the hanging canopy of the trees at this point in the swamp, but the owl itself, being a nocturnal creature, makes its way through pretty easily. You are able to see. Let me get actually a. Let me get. Yeah, that works. So you're able to see. You're able to see what you believe is probably the trail and get Krillock back on. Get Krillock back in the direction of what it is that you see from up top. Whenever you get there, Krillock, you start looking around and you can see that it looks like they pass through a deeper area of water, and when they come back out, it's the same number of footprints and the same statures that it was before. So it gets you back on trail.
Back on track this way.
All right. At this point, it's
I'm
probably.
I'm going to leave the owl out. I'm going to tell it to look for any signs of movement and to come back and let me know what he finds. If he sees anything, to immediately come back. So he's just going to kind of go forward and do circles ahead of us.
Okay. Well, if you ask it for movement, it's going to come back pretty much immediately because there's a lot of crap going on. But
I'll immediately
I
tell it
understand
when
what
it
you're
comes
saying,
back.
yeah.
Lizard folk, looking for lizard.
Gotcha.
Or other turtle.
Anything bipedal. So okay, all right. Well, it's probably time goes on. You follow the trail. It's been another few hours at this point. So we've hit daybreak. The sun's come up. It's got the general morning fog that you would expect in the swamp. And you're still on track. It doesn't seem like they have stopped based off of the trail that you're following, and it doesn't seem like they really slowed down too much after they've gotten the one, obviously the one turtle hoisted. So I imagine you're just going to keep on keeping on.
They can't be faster than us.
Well, they are lizard folk in the swamp, and you're traveling with a halfling, a gnome, and a dwarf as well.
Yeah, but they're carrying two folks that don't want to be carried.
Yeah. But they can swap off their load.
Plus, they got a 2-hour head start.
But I'm thinking we should press on.
Oh, we're pressing on.
Keep on keeping on. All
The
right.
on has been pressed.
And I wasn't arguing with you. I was stating to the group that they can't be faster than us.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. I wasn't very clear about who I was saying that to.
We'll catch them. We have to.
And a kobold. Forgot about Socks there for a bit. It's probably been about, I'm gonna say it's daylight. It's probably been daylight for about an hour to 2 hours at this point. So you guys have been going for about 6 hours. So
Rough swamp travel.
It was a long night. Good thing we came on a boat for this.
Yeah, what about that little floaty disc thing? Can we not ride that? How come I've not been riding that all night long?
It only
Really?
went as fast as Carrick.
Well, just put all the slow folk on that thing. I don't know how long it lasts.
He's one of us.
I imagine their base camp can't be too much further away.
Socks is obviously uncomfortably trying to keep up with Krillock. It's pretty clear that he's tired, but he is just trudging through, not saying a word, just as right behind Krillock. Every now and then he slows down, and then he just kind of picks it back up again.
I think at this point I'm gonna kind of look back at the party and see that they're kind of hurting, and ask if you guys need to stop. Do you guys need a breather?
I think maybe a 5 would probably be a good idea.
All right, let's make it a quick. We'll make it a quick 10. So you got 5 minutes.
You know, when we sit, I'm gonna, instead of just resting, I'll be sending the bird in different directions. You know, just kind of looking around, looking to see if there's anything around. So I'll make sure that I'm trying to come up with anything that he may find, any direction, and maybe even see if I can send him maybe further ahead in the direction we're going for the camp. Maybe could I get him to kind of beeline the direction that we're going and see if he sees anything?
You could definitely get him to go, but again, it's difficult for him really to communicate to you what he sees once you're outside of that area
Right,
that you
but
can.
I'm saying I'm gonna say go that way. I want you to fly for about 5 minutes straight. Don't stop unless you find something, and then come back straight back after 5 minutes. And if you find anything or see a camp of any kind, come back and tell me. Go. And he's just gonna take off. So that's 60 feet a second or 60 feet a minute for 5 minutes.
Okay.
Or not 60 feet a minute, 60 feet a turn. So it's every 6 seconds.
Okay.
He should be able to haul ass and see if he sees anything.
Okay.
How big is Carrick?
He's going to be right about the 5 foot mark. I mean, he's a dwarf. He's not like a tiny little dwarf. He's a, you know.
Okay, never mind that.
Lily's gonna look around just like at the plant life, see if she sees anything that's useful or anything that to watch out for in their hike through this part of the swamp.
Okay.
If I notice her doing that, I'm gonna help too, or try to help.
Okay. Let's do nature with advantage. You actually managed to find it's a flower that blooms early in the morning. It's a rare flower. It's kind of difficult to find, but it opens up. It's got 4 petals that open with I don't even know what it's called. The long part that comes out of a flower. Stem? No, the stems isn't the stem what's on the ground?
Yeah.
No, that's not it's got a long stem coming out of it. We'll just go with that. So it's got a long stem coming out of it. And
Or a funnel.
sure. So but it's kind of got like a silver. It's silver towards the base,
It's
and
the
then as
stigma,
the
or
stigma,
the pistil.
the what?
Pistil.
It's not important. So the thingy, the flower thingy, the flower thingy is it starts at silver towards the base, and then as it protrudes farther away from the flower, it turns kind of like a baby blue. And you know that these have very strong healing properties.
Okay, she's gonna demonstrate to Dee Dee how to carefully collect this part of the flower, trying to just get as much as she can.
All right, let's do that. Herbalist, you still have that herbalist kit? You got that herbalist kit? Yeah. Let's get it.
What attribute?
Um, um, let's go with intelligence because this is a practiced art for Lily. All right, so you managed to successfully harvest the materials that you would need from all 6 of the flowers that are present. And you imagine that with time and effort, you could probably turn each of these stems into a potion of healing.
Okay.
Okay. Sox is going to be watching kind of awkwardly. He's not really sure who to talk to or what to say to anybody, so he just kind of turns over towards Carrick. Boy, my dogs are barking, huh? All right, fun talk.
That was directed at Carrick, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
Tom does know Eric this time and not Krillock, right?
Yes. Yeah, you're right. Thanks, smartass. Forget it. Never mind.
All right.
If they're close to me, I would respond like, really sucks.
Yeah. Really, really, why really?
Yeah, you said your dogs are barking.
Oh yeah, man. But my feet hurt.
Oh, your feet.
Yeah. I'm like 2.5 feet tall, pal. This has been a really long walk for me.
Yeah, it is a long walk.
Oh boy. All right.
You guys ready?
Aye, aye, Captain.
Socks, do you need a lift? Are your dog's really that bad?
I can keep going, buddy. I'm not slowing you down.
All right.
Put out a disc and we can put some things on it, but it'll take me a few minutes to get it up.
How long
You
does
see
this last?
Sox opens his mouth like he's getting ready to say something, and he's like, timing.
I can put some stuff in my bag. We don't have to do that. My bag can hold a lot of stuff, and it's not heavy at all.
What, really?
Yeah, not you though.
Oh. What about my bag?
Yeah,
I can put my bag in your bag?
I think so. Yeah, it's tiny enough. It can fit. She like opens the bag up.
There's nothing alive in your bag, is it?
No, but it's got an interdimensional pocket. No, I'm just kidding. It doesn't really. I'm just joking. It's one of them fancy ones, right? You know, you don't put those two things in each other, right? You know not to do that. You guys know that?
But this one's different. Look, just put it in.
Okay, yeah, all right. He just kind of takes it and shoves his rucksack in.
It just like shrinks.
Oh, that's nifty. Oh, you fancy, huh? All right. So as you're starting to get packed up, you're starting to like get everything back together. You're getting ready to start heading on the way again. Your bird sort of swoops back in. The owl swoops back in, and it just comes in and lands on your shoulder, and it's looking at you with one of its eyes pretty intently.
Which one?
It's right one.
Okay, that's his bad eye. Right.
That means everything's
Yeah.
okay.
So I'm gonna look at him and I'm gonna ask him if he did you find anything? And he'll know to nod yes or no.
You gather based off of the way it's acting that it has found something that it is interested in, that it thinks that you will be interested in, but it's really not capable of sort of communicating that.
Then I will I'm gonna tell it to lead the way. And
All right.
we'll see if it's in the direction we're going.
It does start in the direction of the footprints that you're following, the trail that you're following. Krillock, I'd need to get another survival check from you, please, with advantage. Okay. You can still find the trail. It's getting a little bit more difficult to follow. You're still finding the trail, but then you notice that as the trail, the footprints start off to the right a little. They're starting to veer off to the right a little bit. The bird is continuing to go just straight.
Hey, Carrick, your bird's going straight, but these prints go off this way a little bit.
Well, he seems to think he's found something that we'd be interested in that direction. Let me see how far up ahead of it is, and maybe it can show it to me from a distance, and I'll see if I can get him to see it where we are.
All right.
Looking through his eyes.
Looking through his eyes where you're currently at, no. You're going to have to continue moving in that direction.
All right, I'm just going to look at Krillock and say he really thinks we want to see what he has to show us, but I can't really get any sort of information other than that. I don't know what it is he's wanting to show us. It's your call if you want to go and see what he wants to show us or continue the direction. It may be a shortcut to where you were going, or it might be something else. I don't know.
Well, does he know what we're looking for? I mean, is he that smart of a bird?
Yes, he knows what we're looking for. He knows what I tell him.
I'm gonna take some like yellow yarn, like the brightest color I got, with me. I'm gonna tie a little bit on the tree, kind of where we're just debating on this fork here. I'm gonna tie it up here. I'm like, all right, we'll head straight with your bird, but I'm gonna tie this yarn here so we can figure out where we need to come back if need be.
That's fine, and I'm going to use prestidigitation to put a sparkle, a little ways up on the tree so we can see it. It'll last for an hour, so if it helps us get back to it or not.
Okay. All right. You continue to press on. Are you staying in the owl's eyes at this point, or are you just periodically checking?
I'll stay in the owl's eyes and just put my hand on whoever's nearby, and so that I stay with the group.
All right. So you continue through the swamp thickets, and the mushy ground giving way under your feet, the sounds around you, the overhanging canopy of the trees, the thick brush. You make your way through, and but as the bird, you're flying just underneath the canopy, and you're still within sight of everyone else, but he's pressing his limits of the length that he can maintain this telepathic connection, so that your vision and his are shared. And what you see up ahead, finally, some probably 200 feet away from where the bird currently is, which is probably about 100 feet away from the party, you see something that's familiar, but definitely unexpected. You see a shaman, lizard folk, that is adorned in more traditional shamanistic garb, uh, dried leaves, bits of twig, face painted, and he's
Is
standing.
it the one we looked at before?
It's the one that was there whenever you were on your way out of the swamp.
Okay. All right.
This is obviously not the same place in the swamp that it was before.
But it's the same one.
It is the same one, and it's
he
looking.
alone?
No, he has. No, he's not alone. You can see that there are 5 other lizard folk with him, the same contingent that there was before. But you do see that he's a bit farther out than he was before from his what you would assume are his guards, and he's looking this time directly to the east, which is the direction that the party is coming from.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna relay it to Krillock, and I'm gonna tell him that the group of lizard folk that we had saw as we was approaching, heading to Hanana, it seems it's the same ones, and they're facing in our direction. But I don't see any turtles. I don't see anything there that makes me think that they had anything to do with it. I'm starting to wonder if maybe this is a different group. Perhaps they are. Maybe they know that we're coming. They're facing towards us. I think that maybe we should approach them and maybe not approach them ready to kill them, but be prepared to defend ourselves. Let's see what they have to say. I feel like they have something that we want to know and not just be our enemies.
So you're suggesting that to him to not kill lizards.
Not these particular lizards.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna check everybody and just. There's a good chance that we may end up in a battle here. There's what, six of them, 5 of us. Well, 5.5 socks. Didn't see down there.
Whoa, you mean 7? Count for 2, buddy.
All right. So we got 20 of us, 5 of them. I definitely think we should try and do this diplomatically, because they may have some answers. Uncle's at. And
I feel like
Tonka.
they would. And I'm going to give me a moment before we go in. I'm going to cast one spell, and I'm going to start casting comprehend languages as a ritual.
Okay.
So that when we go in, I hope to be able to communicate with them in some way.
I'm all for talk, but if you're not seeing what we're looking for, and Kurlock, you said you saw the tracks going the opposite way. Are we wasting more time?
Well, they're only right here. We're looking at about another 3 or 4 minutes of walk will be in front of them. I feel like they might know something. They're looking in our direction as if they're expecting us. And it's the same group as before. They don't appear to be hostile. They may know something that we can benefit. I think it's a good call. And if
So we go up there, we talk to them. They don't give us what we want. We cut them down. We go back, and we go back on the trail.
fair.
Let's do this. Everybody ready? I don't want to go into this unprepared. I want to make sure everybody's ready.
Born ready.
After a few minutes, I'll stand up and I'm ready.
Ready as I'm going to be. Although,
I'm gonna start getting a torch out of my new backpack.
I'm gonna cast.
Zing, I don't
Okay.
know how to light it because I have nothing to light it with.
Well, it is daylight now,
yeah, what it just
Oh, is it daylight? Okay.
curiosity.
Never mind.
but I can still see Dee Dee pulling a torch out midday.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you start to approach the one in shamanistic garb, I'm imagining you're still looking through your owl's eyes at this point. Would that be
Yes,
correct?
yeah, until we get to the point that where I'm probably within maybe I'd say 100 feet, then I'll come out of my owl's eyes. But until then, I'm looking for any traps, any other something around, making sure we're not going to get jumped.
Okay. Well, right before you kind of hit the 100-foot marker there, you can see as the shaman sort of holds a hand up back towards his his contingent, and he sort of steps into some shallow water and crosses over a short space where he emerges on the other side of this, sort of river-esque, like a very shallow river-esque bit of body of water that's going through, and he emerges on the other side, which is it's solid ground, and he sort of just waits for the party to approach. Let
Okay.
me get, just because this can potentially go poorly if you guys decide for it to go poorly or say the wrong thing or whatever, I'm going to move us to a map. So what I need you guys to give me a marching order as you're approaching. You can get within 15 feet of the shaman before he would hold up a hand, sort of in a greeting. And so whatever marching order you're wanting to go through, let's just get everybody in position here just in case.
Where's Socks?
Socks is hiding. As soon as you started approaching and you got within eyesight, you have no idea where Socks went. He vanished. Boom, gone.
It's just like him. Coward.
You're not going to be saying that when he crawls out of the shaman's back pocket in a minute.
I am a coward.
Okay. So is everybody where they want to be?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I am. I don't know about the rest.
I'm gonna be waving.
He holds his hand up in greeting about 15 feet out. And in common, he starts to speak. Simwanya told of your coming. It was foretold. A dwarf with skilled mind of magic, a man with soft heart and fists of stone, a halfling skilled in blade with clouded mind, a gnome with great imagination and secrets not even she knows, and Tortle filled with rage and pain. I wish only Simwanya had warned of those that came before. And it bows slightly.
I'm gonna follow with a bow.
I'll return the bow.
I'll nod. I'm not going to go full bow, but I'll nod in respect. Who is this Sinwanya?
Simwanya. You can actually, you can make a religion check. I forget that you are proficient in religion. You're the only one that's proficient in religion, right? Do we have anybody else?
I am also proficient in religion.
Yeah, you're actually the one that I was talking to. But with an 8, yeah. So you would ask, who is Simwanya? Simwanya is the one the lizard folk call their god. We worship Simwanya.
Well, we're actually looking for a group of lizard folk that has raided, and I'll motion over to Krillock, my friend's home, and appears that he has had a uncle and another of his kinfolk taken from the town, and we're actually trying to recover them. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
My tribe has lived in these swamps for generations. harming none that did not bring harm with them. We exist as Simwanya intended. We survive, and that is all. Those that came
Well,
before are lizard folk. They are led by a warmonger named Laskar. They arrived from far away, claiming the guidance of Simwanya, but Simwanya is no god of war, only of survival. Their claims of guidance are false. They have corrupted the minds of my tribe, and I am powerless to dissuade the corruption. I am kept alive and unchanged only to prevent my kin from suspicion.
so there is another group of lizard folk that have been taken off of the path per se.
I wish only I could have found you before they had brought you this pain.
Hmm. Yes, well, I'm afraid we may have actually avoided you because we had recently ran across a couple of others before that were less friendly. And at the time, we were in a position to not really risk another confrontation.
Did Sinwanya say our coming was good or bad?
I am afraid for the survival of my people. Samwanya has shown me that you are the way. Laskar rapes the image of our people using evil magics to lessen their mind and bolster their bodies. These are abominations made to hunt and kill, not to
Hmm.
protect and survive.
Yes, I'm afraid we may have run across one of them before. Um, do you know where they live? Because I have a feeling that that's probably where we need to be.
You are not far. I can help guide. I can
So
get you there.
Lascar assaults
Most
the
useful.
turtle village?
Laskar has been taking turtles where he can find them. Not so bold as to attack your village until now, it seems.
What does he? What is he doing with the turtles? What can we expect to see?
He sort of looks away for a moment for the first time, seeming uncomfortable. They are tied to a stake, and they are offered as sacrifice in the false name of Samwanya.
Sacrifice to what exactly?
I don't know where this sacrifice goes. The tribute is claimed in the name of Samwanya, but this is not the way of Samwanya.
How often do they sacrifice and when is the next one supposed to be?
They sacrifice when they have something to sacrifice, but there is preparation involved.
Well, they're about 3 hours maybe ahead of us, maybe four. How much time do we have? You think?
If we go, we have time.
Then I say we go. Can you offer more than just guidance? Do you have any warriors that would fight by our side, or is that something that you can offer?
Those loyal to me in the true way of Samwanya can protect. We will help. I just ask. I cannot kill Laskar. He is too powerful for me. We are no match against him. Simwanya has told me you are the way. I
Um, we'll take care of that. I'm sure that, and I'll look over at Krillak. I'm sure that we have someone that could stand up to that, and we have his back.
me and those loyal to me and Simwanya will keep as much of Laskar's forces away from you. We can get you quickly to him, and then we can try to keep you protected while you dispatch him. This I can offer.
Krillek's gonna go ahead and pull out his battle axe and all right, let's go. What are we waiting on?
I'll insight. Not a very good one, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Okay.
I assume that with a 7, I probably feel like he's just telling me the truth.
He's pretty stoic. You're not really sure how you feel about it. He's whenever he's speaking about Samwanya, you feel like he's being very truthful with the way he feels about what's going on. But as far as his promise or anything, he's been really stoic from the start of the conversation. You can tell that he seems to be pretty desperate for something.
I'm gonna nudge Kurlock. I told you we'd be able to talk.
We're able to talk.
Not all of them were gonna be bad.
I'll put a hand up and I'll tell him, "Can you give us one moment?" And I'm gonna kind of step back to the group and kind of motion for Krillock to step back and ask once we get far enough. How do you feel? Good? Seems like a good thing, maybe.
I
Well, they
trust
definitely
lizard
want
folk about as far as I can throw them, but
they want us to help overthrow this other. Fortunately, it lines up with rescuing the people,
it does.
but they're
So
using us.
worst
I
case
think we
scenario,
still
we
need
kill
to be
those
watching
and then we
ourselves.
kill them.
But it also could open up a talking point between the two.
If it does, this will be the first time there's ever been any kind of talking point between turtles and lizard folk
The enemy of your enemy is
ever.
Fair enough. And I'll
Say
turn
that.
back to I'll turn back to the shaman and say, "Lead on."
He nods and he looks back towards his contingent and holds up a hand and just waves them forward. And he begins to take you all in a northwestern direction. And he starts to lead you through the swamp. It is, I know we started a little bit late, but we are breaching on 10 o'clock at this point. So we're going to take our quick 5-ish minute break. And then we'll try to keep it short and then get right back into it.
Oi,
We
sounds good to me then.
All right, so we're gonna take a quick 5 to 10 minutes, and then we'll be right back into the action. Yeah, I'm excited.
Get your pints, get it ready. Start drinking now.
Right, back into it. Okay, so as first of all, let me just say thank you to those that have followed. I think we picked up 3 followers tonight. Thanks very much. The tabletop RPG community is fantastic, and we appreciate your support. We are we we have affiliates that are in our group, but we refuse to do follow for follows or trying to horseback this on top of anything else. We're just trying to do this for the fun of it and make this work on its own. So thank you very much for your support. It means a lot to us. So
On that note, though, also if you look at all the names, so like we got Jadles89. You can follow. Where's that? No, it's over here.
your
That's
hand's
his Twitch.
your hand is
My
in me.
Twitch. Blind Tom's Twitch. And then I think the only other person that really streams would be Bubbaloo down there over that way. It's hard to do this because it's mirrored, but yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of love. That being said, too, going into this second half, for those of you that are new to Puffins of Doom, we are a pretty tight knit, small community. We are always looking for more people to hang out with. So you can find our website www.puffinsofdoom.com. There's a link to our Discord on there, and I mean, come hang out with us.
Come hang. We play all kinds of games. Maybe we can play some games together.
We do all sorts of fun stuff. We focus a lot
People
on
to shoot.
we do a lot of RP stuff, a lot of first person shooter stuff, a lot of like basically anything really. So feel free to come hang out because we're always looking for more people to play with. But okay.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Easy.
Oh, phrasing. Oh,
Phrasing. Yes. Yeah.
I'm always. Never mind. Um. So okay. So having is the music not going through? Because I'm not seeing the music going through.
What?
What the world? Oh well. Maybe it'll kick on whenever it changes. Are you guys hearing the music, or is it just me?
I heard a little bit of music, but I have it turned way down.
I can hear it. I can hear it just fine.
Going dun dun dun.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. I just want to make sure. The cinematic experience is half of it, and that comes from the music. But so you walk with this band of lizard folk, and uh, he reveals his name to be Sikal. And if you have any questions or anything that you wanted to address that hadn't already been addressed, I'm sure I can paraphrase for the walk that you're taking at this point. He informs you that you're only a couple hours away from where the hostages are going to be held.
I would be trying to find out. I would try to get up close and asking more questions about how long has the little regime switched, trying to get a timeline of the issues that have happened that Kurlock has told me about, and if that to kind of figure out what he's talking about if it lines up with Kurlock's timeline. And then I would like to try to persuade for a sit down.
Okay. He tells you that this Lascar and his band appeared in the swamps roughly half a year, 3/4 of a year ago. Um, this doesn't line up with anything that Krillock had talked to you about, but it does sort of jog a memory to the Kappa that you encountered on your second day in the swamp, where he had mentioned that the lizard folk had started getting kind of rowdy about half a year ago, if I'm remembering right. About half a year ago, they had started getting rowdy and had sort of pushed him uh, in the not too distant past away from what he had called home.
Okay, I didn't hear like the beginning part. My Discord lagged.
6 months doesn't line up with Krillock's timeline, but
Okay.
okay. And you said you were trying to persuade something. Did you say that? Did I hear that and you didn't say that?
He lagged on my end. I just heard you said you tried, and that's all I heard.
Did you said something about persuading? I think.
Yeah, I wanted to try to persuade him into like maybe after all this is settled to having a sit down with the townsfolk or
Oh, okay.
the leadership of that town.
Then do make a persuasion check, please. He seems hesitant at first, saying that the way of Samwanya is more about surviving and existing. It's from what you're gathering from everything that he has spoken about Samwanya, it seems like it's an exceptionally neutral deity. But he says that he just wants to really things to go back to his tribe, does what his tribe does, exists not to harm anyone, not necessarily to help anyone, but just to survive in the swamp. But as you start talking to him, he seems like he's becoming more open to the idea of at least trying to reach out and having a line of communication with the turtles of Hanna to essentially prevent any sort of
Yeah, trade routes are good. Commerce.
He seems confused by the ideas of trade routes and commerce, but he just kind of keeps nodding.
I'm just gonna keep talking to him until we get to where we are.
We're close.
Poor guy.
He says we're close, and then like you keep walking for a half an hour, and then you actually see it. So there is, as he sort of he lets you all know we're very near. I want to show you what you're coming against. And he sort of brings you all forward, and you can see down this ridge line. It's kind of like a depression that exists within the swamp. There's a lot of still standing water. He explains that all of the water that's in this particular depression is exceptionally deep water. There are crocodiles, but he feels like though lizard folk have a natural, like, sort of, their shamans have an innate ability essentially to like tap into the swamp and change themselves into the form of a crocodile. But he mentions that there are crocodiles, but he feels like that as children of Somalia, that they're not going to be taking a side in the conflict that's coming. He warns against the renders, but he seems to be sure that he has enough people that are loyal to him and the actual deity of Samwanya that understand the falsity that exists, that he believes that he will be able to, if you give he suggests that if you give him the time to take and go down, you'll be able to see him maneuvering down through here. But he basically says if you give him the time, that whenever they engage these other lizard folk, if you move in, that you should be able to move in immediately without resistance and get to the throne. And he shows in close to the center of it's the back portion of land that you can see, but it's close to the center, surrounded almost entirely by deep water. There is a rock, and on that rock there's a carved out throne. There's a carved seat of that serves as a throne, and you can see this hulking lizard folk that's just sitting atop of this, and with trident propped up against the seat, and he seems to be talking to another lizard folk that's down there next to the throne.
Okay.
And we said my observant doesn't work with my comprehend helm, right?
Correct. You would have to be able to see their lips moving and understand
Here, I'd have
naturally.
to be able to hear. Yeah.
Yeah. I would like to take the I'm gonna take my owl, and I'm gonna pop my owl and have my owl fly up to see if it can get an idea, get a look, and I will use my observant skill to try to read their lips.
Okay, do you speak Draconic innately?
I have comprehend languages.
Comprehend languages does not work that way. Comprehend languages allows you to
Oh, I
magically
have to
filter
touch
the
it.
voices.
Yep, you're right. You're right. So no, I would not be able to see anything. I would just tell the others I have no idea what's going on over there. But if he thinks that he can do this, Krillock, it's either that or we're gonna fight the entire place. I think we'd be better off maybe seeing if he can peel back at least a way for us to get in there, and if we can defeat that thing, perhaps we would be able to sway the others to back down. If he can gain control.
I'm all for a tactical advantage, so yeah.
All right.
All right, so I'll turn back to him and I'll say, okay, Stephen, um, we're in.
Okay. At this
Come on.
point, to the A couple of things that I absolutely 100% failed to mention because my mind was somewhere else at that moment. So there's a couple of things that really do stand out here as well. So there is a what appears to be a makeshift stage that has been thrown together not too far away from what is the throne, where it's carved out of the stone. Uh, on that, there is a. It looks just like the trunk of a tree that has been debarked and sheared down to a sharp point at the top. It's probably a good 10 to 15 feet tall. The stage itself is spattered with dry blood and viscera, um, but not far away from the throne as well. There's a large rusted. It looks like metal, like salvaged metal bars and tree branches where it has been fashioned into a cage. And from this distance, you can see that there are figures in the cage that are turtles. They don't appear to be moving, but you can definitely see that there are two turtles in the cage.
Can can we see them enough to where if I point it out to Krillock, he'll be able to know if that's his people
I mean,
that we're looking?
it's he's not from the distance that you're at. It would be difficult to make out details because they are in a cage, but it does look like two turtles, so it would be
I'll
fair to
I'll
assume.
just I will describe them to the best of my ability, what they're wearing and that sort of thing. If I don't know what does either one of them, just whatever they're wearing, I'll describe it. I don't will he recognize them? You know, do they have scars? Anything I can see that might would that kind of thing.
Distinctive shell patterns.
Yeah, yeah. If there's anything distinctive, I'll say it. If it's not enough for him to be sure, then that's fine.
Yeah, no, even through the owl's eyes, you would have to get so close. And if you want to do this, I mean, you can always fly your owl like right up into the cage or on top of it or whatever it is that you're trying to do. But it's kind of
No, I don't think it's going to be worth risking being alerted that we're here. So
How,
no, I'm not.
how long will it take you to get your followers okay and away?
he looks a little confused. Away, we will clear the way for you.
So if I want to sneak in there looking like one of you and I only have a limited time, how much time can you give me?
As long as you're not discovered, I can give you whatever time you want.
I don't think it'd be wise to separate from us, Lily.
I wasn't thinking about me. I was thinking about getting Kurlock as close as he can get.
Oh,
He's gonna sort of turn to you, Lily, and then over to Krillock, and he's gonna wave one of his contingent forward, one of his personal guards, and he's gonna. Can you make him appear just as this?
I can, but for a very limited time, about 10 minutes. So I don't know if it'd be enough.
if something happens and he's stuck there for more than 10 minutes and is revealed, he would be alone. We would have to either not do this or be sure that we will be able to pull off whatever plan you are cooking in your head.
I can definitely get him as close as I would be in 10 minutes, but I'm not sure how much time after that.
How tall are lizard folk normally?
Uh, well over 6 feet, I believe.
So like a 4-foot lizard folk would be really awkward and noticeable.
Well, hold on. I think so. I would kind of want to hold on. Let me grab my Volos real quick.
I almost feel like if he can just clear the path and have us walk in, and we can confront the leader that's over there. He seems it's just him and one other. We would stand a good chance, I would think. What do you think, Sherlock? I mean,
I would love nothing more than to infiltrate and just kill them all.
And I could try to sneak in with him so he wouldn't be by himself.
well, if you and him sneak in together and things go sour, then it is going to be just the two of you with all of us far out here. I still think the best thing to do is allow Stephen here to get us a way in. Stephen, the shaman lizard here, Stephen.
Lizard folk are just a bit taller and a little bit bulkier than a human build. There's no specifics given, but they typically tend to be just a bit taller, a bit bulkier.
So 4 foot would be really obvious.
Probably. You don't see. You do see about 4 foot lizard folk down there, but that's the children. This is not just. Whenever you're looking down here, you're not just seeing what appear to be warriors and with shields and clubs and swords. This appears to be an actual village of lizard folk. There are obviously lizard folk of all types
Okay.
and age. So I mean, you could always go for child lizard folk if that's what you're thinking. It's doable. There are 4 foot lizard folk down there.
No, it's fine. I've been told don't split the group, so.
I mean, unless we have a better plan. What is it that you're suggesting we do?
No, it was just getting in closer, having the drop on him per se.
Well, if we could plan the attack to where maybe we're just around the corner and get you closer, and you could, offer him support on the initial. I can attack from really far away. The others may have to close the gap. We could. Is there a way? And I'll look over at the lizard shaman, Stephen. Is there a way that we can get close, maybe within 100 or 200 feet, and then allow these two to move in closer before the initial combat would start, and then we can then close the combatants at a fast rate, giving them a moment of surprise? Or would you even advise that with the amount of lizard folk around? I don't know if it would start a furious uproar. If I'm not sure exactly what to expect.
I feel that with the possibility of being discovered, it could put you in a position to fight the monsters. If we engage and separate, we can make a path to Lascar himself. I'm not sure that we could get you through without. I feel he'll be alerted either way, but at least this way you're not having to deal with everything before him. We can try.
Don't think I really have any spells that are really going to help get us closer. Could do the disguise. That would at least get the two of you in close. How many people can you disguise? And there is another thing we could do. We could be taken in as, and I'll hold up air quotes, sacrifices, and then moved into be presented to him, and then, surprise, we're here to not be sacrifices, sort of thing.
That could work.
I'll look to the rest of the group. What do you think? I mean, that's one way. It would definitely get us close to him, maybe without being alerted that we're here for otherwise.
As long as I have a way to get my uncle and Tonka back.
Yeah, I feel we're losing track of. Yeah.
I mean, we're trying to get to him, right? We're trying to get to Lascar, correct?
Stephen wants us there.
Yeah, Stephen. He's trying to get us to him because that's the leader that we need to, right? That's
We need
what
to
we're trying to
rescue-
do,
We need to rescue the turtles.
right? But isn't that where the turtles are, with Lascar?
The only way to save them is through Lascar.
So let's just go in there, kill Lascar, and then anybody else who gets in our way, and then we walk out with my uncle and Tonka.
I'm game for that, but we got to make it to Lascar. That's my worry. I don't want to run in here and then have half these lizard folk down here turn on Steven and then come after us. And if Lily can disguise two of us, we could get two in close, and perhaps the rest of us could be taken in as, you know, captives, and that'll get us before Lascar, and then we can launch our attack.
Would you want me to go after your uncle while you guys dealt with that?
Okay, let me show you guys what's going on. So just to make sure that everyone's clear as to what's happening. So when you look down at this village, you do see that there's renders. There's obviously living quarters that are around. Like there's common area that's around. Lascar has a throne that is on the back side and is mostly surrounded by deep water that's in the middle of this depression. Okay. It is actually, let me just do this. Let me do this. Hold on. Let me hide a few things on this map, and then let me move you guys. Because what he's offering to do is essentially he's trying to say that he keeps people he keeps people close to him that are loyal to him, obviously, like anyone else would. He's keeping the people that are going to fight for him close to him. So what he's offering is he's offering a way to engage these individuals. Let's move everybody. So order in no particular stance. So can everybody see?
Yes, everybody can see.
Okay. So essentially, what Sikal is telling you is that he can engage with the ones that are closest to Lascar and provide you all a route to get into him and then protect you all from being harmed or attacked from the outside. So giving you the chance to kill Lascar, and then because once the leader falls, he is in agreement with Carrick at this point that once Lascar is fallen, that the other lizard folk are more likely to understand that for survival, the way of their people, that they are going to need to give up this what he considers to be a warmonger's uh, desires. Is that making more sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're not having to go through a town. I was sitting here
No,
thinking there was going to be layers of like township that we had to go through. Like we were going to have to probably travel,
Well,
900 yards through people to get to him.
yes, if he doesn't start. That's why he was saying, "Give me time to get in there," because once he does this, it's going to clear a way for you all to come through.
Okay.
If you don't want to do it that way, you guys can come up with your own plan. He's offering a way for you guys to just kind of like run in, but once you get in, you're surrounded. If things go bad, if things go poorly, you're surrounded by fights all around you. So it
Okay.
would be really difficult to get out. Now that being said, if you have another plan for getting in there through this large, it's a village sized lizard folk town essentially, but it's not just all fighters. But at the same time, there's a village populace.
Got it. Okay.
So this
Did we see
like
Beskar?
yes, up here on the rock is
So
Lascar.
he is, but I mean, we can physically see him from where we are.
You can see the town from where you are. You can see him in the town from where you are. It's not a huge village, but it's a village. And so you can see him because this is a depression, so you're kind of uphill. You have a pretty good vantage of the entire what's essentially it's sort of a spattering of islands that's connected through wooden bridges and various other methods with which to cross.
I've never said this before, but I agree with the lizard folk shaman. I think we should let them go through, clear us a path, and then we go through. I'll let them kind of watch our backs.
I would be interested to see how they interact with him.
I have to put things back in place now, so give me 1 second here. Okay, so you're telling Sikal that at this point you are wanting to go and let him and his warriors have the chance to sort of rally in the name of Simwanya and start a ruckus so that you guys can just go through, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm good with that.
Sure.
And I will tell him that whenever when it's time for us to go in, he can give me a signal and I'll be watching and I'll have the owl watching and I'll show him a hand signal that he can do and then that way I'll know that it's time for us to come.
Okay. All right.
Let me know when the shaman and his folk are away. 'Cause I'm gonna-
They are leaving now. As soon as you say that you want them to go in, and he tells you that the signal will be pretty obvious.
I'm gonna look around everybody else and explain to him like I don't 100% trust anybody of lizard folk, so just be ready in case some kind of double cross and they just let us here. Like just be ready for the most outlandish thing to happen, and if we
I'm
need
not-
to if we need to fight, we need to fight. If we need to run, we need to run.
I'm not trusting anything that's going on here at all.
Yes, I'm not really sure either. I'm in agreement.
How convenient is it that we can just walk up?
Plus, I don't know what's going to happen if we do manage to put him back into power. What's going to be his first order of business?
That may be something we have to deal with at a later. Let's one problem at a time.
And it might not be a bad idea if Lily can disguise you as one of the lizard folk. It could be an element of surprise that would be beneficial.
But if it only lasts 10 minutes,
Yep, she can. How long would it take to apply it, Lily?
He just has to drink something, and then Lily's gonna pop a cork off of something and drink it, and she's gonna appear as one of the small lizard folk children, gaining a foot to try and fit in a little better.
Oh, that's impressive.
Krillak, you watch as she drinks her she drinks her potion, and Lily, this cute, bubbly little gnome that you're so familiar with, that you have come to admire, just her face, her whole physicality begins to mutate before your eyes and stretch and elongate, and scales start to pop from her skin, and her eyes start to slit into a reptilian fashion, as now she's looks like a child lizard folk.
it's disgusting.
Socks
Sorry, I know you're still in there, Lily.
Socks walks over and kind of like leans up. What's disgusting?
Where have you been?
What do you mean? I've been right back there.
All right. I see kobold, lizardfolk. There's a huge difference between you two.
Probably about what, a foot and a half?
You're yellow. She's green.
Wait a minute, you're green.
I don't have scales.
Wait,
don't have
you don't?
scales?
I'm gonna kind of poke a little bit on his. Don't
Oh.
they? Wouldn't they? Do they not have scales?
Oh, goodness.
No, turtles don't have scales.
They got skin.
Okay.
Do you even pay attention to me, Carrick? Do
Well, I mean,
you ever even notice me?
I've been paying attention to
Did you-
yes.
Did you notice I redid my hair? I'm just kidding. I don't have any hair.
Do you have another one of those potions to give to Krillok? I mean, it might be beneficial if he can get like closer to get like the first hit. You know, little surprise. Hello, this is my axe. Or do you have any more?
I'd rather not use any more. I feel like the plan we went, we're already going to be noticed. This is just to help me not get into too much trouble if things come behind us.
Got it.
That way she can maybe throw some healing stuffs out at us.
Oh boy. Okay.
Impressive. And
Self-preservation.
I'm going to say, well, I'll watch and see for the signal, and I'll send the bird, and I will look through his eyes and just kind of stand there. I did cast mage armor on myself also.
Okay. All right, so a chain of events occurs. Suddenly, you can hear the sounds of raised voices down in the depression. You can see a lot of movement as now lizard folk are hurriedly either it seems there's two different things that are happening at once. It seems like there's a lot of people that are trying to get away from an area, and there's a lot of people that are converging towards an area. You can see that the renders, the larger renders that are always appear to be accompanying shamans, are moving towards the central spot within the village. Not where the throne is, but farther towards the end, closer to the more domicile-esque portion of the village. But there is, you start seeing things popping up, plant life suddenly within the swamp, like the canopy. It's like some of the trees start reaching down, like they're being swayed by the natural magics that you are at this point familiar with shamans having from your last encounter with one. You can hear the sounds of fighting shortly thereafter, and you imagine that this is probably the signal that he had intended for you to start your movement.
Lily's just gonna book
Yep.
it in.
I'm with her, and I'm
Yep, let's
I'm
follow
going
her.
to let's start going in.
Follow the lizard child.
Okay.
I'm gonna follow in, but I'm gonna try to be as stealthy as I can.
Okay. It's either
I think we're
Yeah, I
all
mean-
going to be moving to not be seen.
well, there's quick movement and then there's stealthy movement. So if you're going to move stealthily, you're going to be doing it at half speed.
I would say quickly. What do you what do you think? Fast? I think fast. Let's book it.
I
We're
think
gonna
fast because
let's get there.
stealthily is I'll never get there.
Yeah. So we're gonna haul ass. We're just gonna start moving straight to our objective.
Excellent. So you make your way down the depression. It's a pretty steep hill. You're booking it down this hill at this point as you've crested the top. You're moving down. You can see as the wooden catwalks that are connecting these islands around this water are they on some of them there appears to be fighting, on others they appear to be clear, but no matter which way you look, there's somebody fighting. You make your way. You're familiar based off of your memory of the layout from what you could see from up above. You make your way through. You're going around these huts with sort of, some of them have like cured hide roofs. They're made of crocodile skin on the outside that appear to be the domiciles. You've got some tents. I'm sorry, some crocodile skin tents that are set up. You've got some other like stick houses that have been, you're moving around, and you're continuing in the direction that you know to be true. You can see at this point, as you come around, you can see the large spike, the 15-foot spike off into the distance. You book your way through. There's lizard folk, children, civilians that are scuttling around, like moving away from the fighting in whatever direction they can go in to get away from the fighting. But it seems like with the absolute chaos that is currently going on in this space, that no one's really sure what to do. Anyone that sees you, anyone that sees you on your way in appears to be more afraid of the fact that you are suddenly here, and they have no idea what's going on, and they have no intention whatsoever of trying to scuffle with you at this point. It seems like the majority of what would be the fighters, the guards, the sentries are all already engaged in some form or fashion. As you're continuing to approach the large spike, you can see as Sakal is standing clearly in the open, and he has the warriors that would be difficult for you to recognize if it weren't for the fact that they all had painted their faces with the same war paint after you had met and began the march back. So you recognize these as his contingent of personal guards, and they are all engaging with what appear to be scale shields, scale shield guards that were around the throne. So as you approach from behind Sakal, you can see that he's throwing out spell after spell. He throws a lightning bolt and blasts another lizard folk that's currently engaging with one of his guards, and it flies off into the water. And he appears to just be in an absolute rage. But as he sees you, he gestures you past him, and I'm going to move everyone at this point.
As we go by, I'm going to say thank you, Stephen.
All right, so you may adjust yourself from this point without moving any closer to the bridge that is in front of Krillic. This was a guesstimate, so please feel free to alter your positioning.
Well, I'm assuming I'm a little slower than some folk.
Yeah, I'd be matching Krulak's speed.
Now, is all of these friendlies around us? Is this
the red circles, the red and yellow circles are Sikal's soldiers. The silver black circles are scale shields. So they are all engaged with each other, but so as you pass through, this is Sakal back here. I'm sorry. So this is Sakal back here as he gestured you forward.
This would be tough trying to figure out who's friend and foe.
Yeah, I already forgot.
I will look for the face paint.
All the lizards
I'll-
look the same.
Yeah, and I'll point, and I'm going to say, you know, as we're moving, that one's good. You can see the orange face paint. That one there doesn't have any face paint there. That's a bad guy right there. See him? That's the bad guy. Any of them with the orange face paint, for now, are friendly.
Is it pretty much all the red circle ones are
Yeah.
with us?
Yes.
Except for this guy, right?
Yeah, the one up above us. Oh god, that's really loud. I'm so sorry. There we go. That's what I was looking for. I turned that down, so hopefully if you need to adjust it, please feel free. Okay, so is everybody where they want to be?
I believe so. What's this guy here to the left of us? That one. He doesn't look the same as the others. Is that a render?
Is Oh, no. Which one?
That one.
That's Socks.
Oh, he's a cobalt.
Yeah.
Where's all the renders? I see no renders. Did they all go away?
There are no renders in the immediate area.
Nice.
Yeah, which was a good thing. All right. So what we are going to do is, as you are booking it through, there's no level of surprise here because there's infighting going around all over the place. So we are just going to cut right into an initiative order.
What is your dex, Ari?
It's 18.
Okay, so you actually go before me, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Do I have everybody? Let's see. Krillock, Ari, Lily, Dee Dee, and Krillock, Ari, Lily, Dee Dee. Who am I missing? Am I missing? Carrick. No, there's Carrick at the end. Okay. Oh, right. Hold on a second. I gotta get a Socks up there. Oh boy.
No.
It's right where you wanted to be, and last.
Why? What's up with my initiative there?
What's up with your initiative?
It says 20.12, but it's like I rolled a 1 plus 19.
You rolled it with advantage. Is that
Yeah.
a new barbarian thing?
I don't know.
Looks
You
like
get
you
some-
rolled a 1d20 and a 1d20 and added them together. You rolled a 1 and a 19.
Well, no, yeah, you rolled the 1 and the 19, but it's 2d20s and then a keep one. You keep the highest one.
Yeah,
So
I think he kept the both.
yeah, he rolled it with advantage for some
Oh
reason,
no, he
and
kept
it
the
calculated
19.
it.
Gotcha.
I have no idea how I did it with advantage. I have nothing to check it for advantage.
It's just
So it would be a 2.12.
I guess, yeah.
Easy enough to fix.
I mean, it sucks, but I mean, I'm not trying to.
I feel you.
Yeah, it really sucks because you're in front of the fucking bridge.
it's all good.
Your dexterous ass can hop around.
Also, my tiny ass can hop around.
Go into the cogwheel and see if you have it selected as average instead of normal.
Well, we got the turn order up, so we can go ahead and get started with Ari. As you look across the bridge, you can see that this sort of hulking lizard folk, this big muscly beast, is standing there with a trident in hand. He's standing there with a trident in hand, and he's looking around.
The one standing here all by himself.
Yes. Sorry, actually, let me do this. Let me make it so that this is more obvious. Oh, no, it does have the nameplate. You can see the nameplate, right?
I cannot.
That is
Of course,
unusual.
I see the nameplate of one of the turtles in the thing over there.
I don't know why I can't see the nameplate. But it's okay. What I will do is I will put a, I don't know, a something. He's got the little swordy things next to his token there. That's the bad
There
guy.
he is. Oh, I'm just gonna run at him. That's what I'm gonna do. Guess I'm going across the bridge. I forget how to move these things. How do I show my markers again?
Right click.
Oh, but how do I pivot? Oh, there it goes. I'm gonna go there, across the bridge. Right
Right.
between the legs of everybody's in my way. Well, the one person that's in my way. And I will ready or hold off an action. I will hold. What am I doing? I want to hang out here and wait for someone to step in front of me with my weapon and attack them if they come in front of me.
Okay.
I forget what
Lily.
that's called.
Can I see if the turtles are conscious in the cage or not?
You can see that the younger one, the older one is looking over. He is definitely conscious, and the younger one actually jumps up and runs over to the bars as he's seeing you approach. And he's like holding on to the bars, like just looking through.
Okay, she is going to try and jump this water.
Okay. What's your jump? What can you jump? It's based off your strength.
-1.
-1. Oh boy. Let me make sure of this, because you can get a good 10 feet of movement, because I mean, if this was your intention, you'd be able to get a good 10 feet of movement. So you can jump a number of feet up to your strength score. So that's 8 feet. So yeah, you can easily clear that.
Okay, so she's jumped across and she's looking for the lock anywhere. It's probably on the other side.
Yeah, as you're looking, it's over on the opposite side, right in front of the wooden catwalk.
Okay, as she's running this way, she's gonna look down at her feet and say, "Socks, help me!" And then like run over there.
Okay.
And that. I guess I can dash, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, and I'm just gonna end my turn right there at the lock.
Okay. Dee Dee.
I'm gonna hurdle around Kurlock. Get right here. And I will open up on him.
All right.
And I will expend 1 key point on. Wait, how does that work? I get 2 unarmed strikes, but I wanted to make him prone. What is that? Open hand technique? Yeah, okay.
Okay. Hey, hold on, because I'm trying to make sure. So you're doing, whenever you hit a creature with one of the attacks granted. Okay, so you're doing your flurry of blows, and then if it hits, you're using that to make him do the. Okay, I got you. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Okay. Because it's gonna be. Because you get 1 attack per round right now, right? Like 1 regular attack. And then you can do an unarmed strike with your bonus action, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And isn't that the one I'm supposed to use my
Yes.
Fury of Blows?
Yes. I see that you started with an unarmed strike roll and then a nunchuck roll
Yeah,
and then 2 more unarmed
I
strike rolls.
didn't realize I went. I don't know how they got switched, but nunchucks
gotcha.
was supposed to be on top, and I went
Gotcha.
in order.
I understand. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that I was understanding.
Nunchucks
Okay.
was my first move.
So the first one was an accident, and then okay, all right, cool. Well, you will make contact with the nunchuck. You will miss with your first unarmed strike, but then with your flurry of blows, pulling in another unexpected attack, you will make contact. So he has to make, what was it, a dex or be knocked prone?
Yeah, he has to make a dex save
Okay.
or be knocked prone.
All right, so Dee Dee flies in, smacks him a good one with the nunchuck, and then with his second strike, he sweeps the legs out from underneath. Yeah? Or you just want to like straight to the chest and knock him down?
I was thinking like 1-inch punch.
Gotcha. Okay, so boom, and down he falls.
Right to the sternum.
All right.
Then I'm gonna use my action or my rest of my movement. That was 35. Okay. Right
Can
there.
run back there and climb up a tree.
If there was a tree, I would.
I think there's one right back there on the other side of the bridge.
Okay, so
Keep going. Now you can run up there and you have advantage on it.
There's nothing wrong with trees.
okay, so that's it for your turn?
That's my turn.
Okay. So, seeing what's going on and watching this happen, the lizard that is behind Lascar watches this go down, and as he does, he's going to start whispering quietly, and he is going to make a gesture with his hand out toward you, Dee Dee. Oh boy.
Ooh.
Does a 13 hit?
That's a negative.
Yeah, so this bolt of arcane looking energy flies past you and just skirts around, it nearly missing you. And then he is going to take a step. Actually, he's going to stay right where he's at. That's better. All right. Following this, Lascar is going to use half of his movement. He's going to laugh while he's on the ground, and he starts getting up and he's laughing. He uses his trident to sort of pull himself up, and with a quick burst of speed, he is going to rush toward you, Ari, and Dee Dee. And
Hey, he
is
activates me.
he activates you. You're correct. I activated your trap card.
So that's bummer.
All right, that'll hit. Okay, so now he is going to, with his trident in both hands, he is going to first stab at Dee Dee.
When he stabs, I will activate a coronal shift. I'll put up a hand and I will turn it to the side like I'm backing up a dial, and it will cause the strike to pull back, and he's going to stutter and then strike again.
Okay. All right. All right, so 22 does hit, right, Dee?
Didn't really help anything. I was hoping it would lower some of that.
All right, so since he skewered you with his trident,
Where's uncanny dodge? I missed that.
all right, there's an additional 9 hit points of damage that comes with that, as he is going to pull the trident free as it's dug deep into you. He's going to pull it free and he's going to lash out at you, Ari, as well.
Yay!
And that would be 5, because I'm assuming a 24 hits.
Yeah, 24 hits, but he does hit me. So I
Okay.
wish to parry,
Okay.
which is what? What is my superiority dice? An 8 or is it an 8 or 6? I don't remember.
I don't know. It's on your character sheet.
It's not on my character sheet. I think.
I've got enough character sheets to worry about. So, Dee Dee, that's going to be 18 points of damage during that round.
It's a D8.
That hurt.
I'll make it. There, now you can read it.
Okay, cool. All right, so so you parry the strike entirely.
Yeah.
All right, so you managed to deflect it high over your head. And that's going to be it for his turn. Carrick.
All right. I am going to move here. And I'm going to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter at this guy in the back. Gonna give it a shot.
Okay. So he's got to do a wisdom save. Making me scroll up.
Gotta give a 14. Roll bad. Yes.
Oh boy. Yeah. All right. All right. So he is incapacitated. So he's prone and incapacitated until the end of its next turn when it can make another roll again.
Yep. And that will be the end of my turn.
Alrighty. All right, so it's Sox's turn now. I need to check what Sox's strength is because he's gonna go for this jump. Sorry, I have to open this because this is not. I had written down the important ones. I didn't think strength. Oh, good lord.
He makes it.
With a running start and his 7 strength score, he can jump 7 feet. So he runs and jumps and barely clears it. Now, he's going to rush around as well with the rest of his movement. Because that was 10 feet, and then the jump, so it was 15, 16, it's 20, 25. Yeah, so that's where he gets with just his movement. And he's like, what are we doing? Okay. Oh, yeah, we're busting him out. And he's looking over his shoulder at about this time is whenever he's seeing Dee Dee, like, having this trident pulled from him. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez, Krillock. Your turn, bud.
All right, seeing all the shit that's going on, I'm gonna bonus action go into a rage. Oh shit, things are going crazy here. Bonus action go into a rage. I am gonna throw out anything and everything and go with a straight on reckless attack as well. And going for this guy here.
All right, so you have advantage on the roll, and then any attacks against you next have advantage, right? Okay.
Correct. Oh, also throw that in there too. That's going to be going on.
All right, 22 definitely hits.
Can everybody see your ancestral protectors?
I would assume so.
Spectral warriors appear when you enter your rage.
But it's his mom and dad.
Yeah, so that means that your uncle's gonna see them. Wow, that's cool.
But they're like blue and ghostly.
Do they have hoods on?
No, they look like no, I don't know what they look like. They look like big barbarian-esque tortles and a fighter-esque tortle,
Blue and ghostly.
but blue and ghostly with ectoplasma.
Oh, that ectoplasm gets everywhere, man, and it's so damn hard to get out of clothes. Anything else for your turn?
I do believe that is all I can do right now.
All right. All right, we are back to you.
I attack. I attack this guy right here in front of me with my rapier. Just cause. Oh, goodness.
All right. Unfortunately, a 10 does not hit.
Stupid 10. So I am going to use my second win. No, not second win. My action surge. I knew it was something. An attack again.
That fighter thing, I got you.
Yeah, fighter thing.
A 21 definitely does hit.
I'll stare at him meanly. That's
All right.
I'm done.
All right. Lily, we are back to you.
She's gonna attempt to pick the lock.
All right. Do you have thieves' tools?
I do indeed.
Okay. Are you proficient with them?
I am.
Wonderful. Make a thieves' tools check with proficiency at dexterity.
You dropped them.
You're standing there and this is a frantic situation. Lily is not used to these high stress situations with all this going on around her, and you're sitting there and you're going in socks. It's like, yeah, just a little, no, yeah, just, and then like snap, it breaks off in the lock. Oh boy, that's not good.
Yeah, I'm just gonna end my turn there.
All right, Dee Dee.
All right. I'm gonna nunchuck his face and try to punch him in the throat.
All right. All right.
Nice.
Both of those hit.
And I'm gonna use another key point. To knock him on his butt.
All right, so you're doing another flurry of blows.
Yes, doing a flurry of blows to that.
Okay.
Right, that's two more unarmed, right?
No, just the one extra one. He's still gonna have to make the dex save at this point because you did hit with one of the unarmed strikes.
Okay.
But if you're gonna do flurry of blows, you do just two unarmed strikes as a
Okay.
bonus action.
Gotcha.
All right, let me do a dex. He's not very dexterous, but he's really dexterous. You got him with it the first time, and he was ready for it the second. This time, he has a wide stance, and as you make contact with that hit, he just kind of looks at you and smiles like a big, toothy, sharp, bangy grin.
And then I am going to move.
Okay. All
And
right.
that's my turn.
Okay. Thanks to your mobile feat, you retreat unscathed. All right. So the only thing that this cat can do, and by this cat I mean this lizard, is another wisdom save as his turn ends and he attempts to snap out of it.
And he does.
Okay. So his next turn, he will be able to lift himself up. So he stops his cackling at this point. All right. So we are back around Alaskar. So I mean you guys have obviously done some damage here, but he's fighting on. Krillock, you are gonna get strike number 1 as he stabs out with advantage. Damn, even with the advantage, doesn't quite make it. All right. Um having missed, he is going to swing out again though at Ari. Of course with disadvantage. All right.
Oh,
So is
very
that
nice.
13 hit?
The 13 does not hit. No.
Okay. All right.
But he
So
misses, right?
yeah, he misses.
I want to riposte.
All right. Hit us with another superiority die.
It says
It's your reaction.
yeah, it's a reaction. Expend one superior die and make a melee weapon attack.
Mhm.
I was just reading it. Hey, look at that's huge. Deal with that.
I think. Well, you have to hit. You have to make an attack and hit, and then
I
it adds
understand.
that 1 damage. So
I
just do a
understand.
rapier attack, and that does hit. So 13 damage.
I should just went with that rapier attack.
All right. What are you talking about? He got to add it. Adds the 1 to the rapier attack.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Yeah. You make a melee weapon attack against a
13.
creature. If you hit, you add the superiority die. What?
Superiority.
All right. So that's going to be it for him. Carrick.
Okay. So hearing him stop laughing, I'll look up and I'll see that he's looking, I'm sure, over in my direction.
Well, he's still prone, so he's not really looking at anything yet.
Okay. Well, I am going to. He's looking rough, I'm sure. So I'm going to go ahead and cast a magic missile. Second level at the big guy.
Which big guy? Big guy.
The big guy. The big guy. This guy. Big guy. Big guy.
Okay. All right.
Then I'm going to use my movement. Move to here.
Okay. So your magic missiles unerringly find their way where they blast into him. And as they do, bits of him start to sort of fall apart, where his skin seems to be decaying. It starts to decay from the spot of impact, and you can start to see where there's patches of the skin missing. You can actually see ribs, bone. Mm-hmm. And he's still going.
Can I roll a religion maybe and take a ponder at what I'm seeing, or an intelligence? Because obviously this is not normal that the decay and stuff falling off of him.
Well,
I know what I'm thinking, but
obviously it's not normal. Yes, so it's fair to say that at this point it's not normal. But if you want to spend like the moment to try and come up with some sort of idea as to what the hell's
yes.
going on, that's going to take an action.
Okay. All right. I will sit then, and that is the end of my turn. I'm thinking.
Okay. All right, Lily. Socks just looks up at you. I really, honest to God, for a second there, thought you knew what you was doing. And he's gonna reach around and he like plucks out the broken lockpick and he's gonna give it a shot with like the piece of broken lockpick, his tiny fingers like reaching in there with it. So let's see what Socks can do. All right, this is gonna have a plus. What is your proficiency modifier? +2 at 4th level, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is going to have an additional +2 on top of it.
He breaks the rest of it off.
So he gets it in, and you hear like a tink, and he goes, "Oh well, ain't that just some shit?" And he like pulls out, and it's this tiny ass stub of like barely any lockpick. I don't think we're getting that out of there. Krillock.
God, all right, so I'm going to go ahead. He's going to hop over that little fence on the bridge, the rail. That's the word. So right there, and come at him with another great axe attack. Still raged.
All right. Even in a rage, it's pretty obvious at this point that he is missing chunks, and you can see the decay. But yes, all right. So that does hit.
That's all I really got.
All right. So as you swing your great axe across, you clip him right in his abdomen, and you can see as some more flesh just sort of tears loose and drops sort of limply. If that makes sense. He has almost a hollow appearance under his skin.
I got you.
All right.
Well, I'm in the same boat, not having a lot, but I will move behind him. If I can figure out how to move.
Ooh, the
And
flank.
then I will attack him from there.
Okay. An 18 hits.
And that's what I got. I'll just cackle at him.
All right. So, Lily, you're staring at a smiling Socks with the absolute tiniest piece of your lockpick. Got a pry bar?
Okay, she's just gonna use acid splash on the lock. See if it'll break that way.
Okay. Well, the lock is an inanimate object, so it automatically fails its dexterity save. And it takes 4 acid damage. Your acid starts to eat through the metal of the lock.
Yep, and that's gonna end my turn.
Okay. Dee Dee.
All right, so I'm going to make a not dash. I'm going to run. Get here. And he's prone, right?
Yes, he is prone. All right.
Then I'm going to do a flurry of blows. But on this one, I am attempting to. I want to kick him 15 feet off the edge.
Okay, so you're trying to push him into the water?
Yeah, pushing him into the water.
Okay.
If he fails a strength.
All right, stand by. I will roll that. All right, so 12. What's your save, your DC on that?
I don't see that.
Hold on 1 second. Let me look.
I'm sure it's 13.
Well, look here, you. I'm going to be sure. Because I can't remember. You're supposed to know these things.
It's not on my sheet. It gives me everything else but that. I'm trying to look it up.
Key save DC is 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your wisdom modifier.
Okay, that's a lot. What?
8 plus your proficiency modifier plus your wisdom modifier. So, damn.
That's
All
12.
right, so, yeah, 8 plus 2, so 12. So, meet it, beat it. So, unfortunately, you do not send him flying.
Okay, that was 30 feet. All right, I had my turn there.
All right. Now it comes to his turn. He is going to stand up. And he is going to cast a spell that I'm going to have to go to another area to block off. Um, Sorry, pardon me. One moment. I have to make sure that I'm doing this properly. I think that's going to be it right there. Yeah, never mind, it's even bigger than that. Holy shit balls. That's big. Okay, so Carrick and Krillox, suddenly everything around you is just silent. You can no longer hear.
The Great X doesn't need to hear.
You are correct. All right. Now it's going to be Laskar's turn. Oh, I'm sorry. Ari, you're in that too. Sorry. Sorry. Ari, you cannot
didn't
hear
hear.
either. All right. So now Laskar is going to strike out at you with his trident, Krillock, and fail to hit you. And then he, this time getting frustrated, he is going to make a second strike at you. There we go. So, and with that, he is going to just pierce you. So that's going to be a total of 21 cut in half. So that's going to be 10 damage. Because of your rage.
I will gladly take that, as long as there's lizard blood on my axe.
Your new friends are concerned. And I don't mean your friends. I mean like the lizard friends. All right, Carrick. Suddenly the world, you can still see everything clearly, but suddenly the world around you has fallen silent.
Okay, I'm going to I will take an action to try to figure out what the hell I'm seeing going on with this guy here.
Okay. You can do either an Arcana or a Religion check.
I will do. I mean, they're both the same, so it doesn't matter. I'm just doing Arcana.
All right, with the 13, it. The means and method are completely unclear, but this is obviously, this creature is no longer existing in life naturally.
Do I have an idea of how it's been done, or I just know that he's undead, basically?
You're hot, Mike and Eric. Yes, you just know it's undead.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, seeing now that my ability to go across the bridge and sneak behind Krillock there, he's shifted over. I'm not going to take a chance to go across that and catch anything. So I'm going to run, and I will jump over here. So it's 5, then 10, 15, 20, 25. Do I need to roll anything to see if I fall on my face?
No, you just can't hear. Yeah, I mean, no. You make it apart there. You make it across there, no problem.
All right. So when I get to, actually, I'm going to go to here instead of over there. Can I hear now? Does everything come back?
No.
Okay.
You're still within the range of the
That's fine.
spell.
Yeah. Now that is the end of my movement, and I'm going to say out loud, and I know nobody will hear me, I think he's undead. That's it.
Okay. All right. So Socks just looks, yeah, that, and he's gonna take and just do nothing. He's looking over at, he's looking back over at Lascar. He looks down at his dagger. He's looking at the acid on the lock. He's just like, yeah, keep going. You're doing great, Lil. Grillock.
All right, knowing that I can't hear anything, I don't care. So I am going to keep going at this damn lizard folk bastard with the great axe once again with all my rage.
A little bit of rocks is slipping through there.
No. See, that is right, but I'm sorry, Grillock. And that's, I'm just gonna. No, I'm gonna stay right here because I know Ari's right behind him. So yeah, I'm gonna stay right there and try and get him to focus his attention on me
Okay.
and just roar.
All right. So as you lash through his leg this time, your great axe makes it all the way to bone, and you feel the contact, and you can feel it start, like the density of the bone starts to fracture underneath your blow, and then you pull it out. And he continues, continues to sneer in the face of your roar. Ari.
I'm gonna poke him in the back.
All right,
That's terrible.
unfortunately, that does not work out.
I think I'm done. I'm just gonna stand here. Look
Okay.
hidden. No, I can't.
He inadvertently his attention completely focused on Krillok. He inadvertently parries your blow with the shaft of his trident as he's trying to get in position for his next strike. Lily.
Okay. She's gonna use acid splash on the lock one more time.
Okay. All right. Obviously, it being a lock, it fails its dexterity saving throw. And as you splash more acid on it from your frog, this time the lock snaps. So now it's hanging, the chain wrapped around the lock in two pieces, no longer connected.
Okay, she's gonna swing the door open and be like, let's go, let's go, let's go. And just start moving this way. And stop there.
Okay. You notice as you make your way there that suddenly you can't hear anymore. And you look over at the two turtles, and though you were speaking to them, they seem like they couldn't hear you. The older one is still looking through the cracks of the cage, and the younger one appears to see that the cage has been opened up and it looks like he's about to make his way towards the door. But the older one has his face up against the cage and he's watching over at Krillok, Ari, and Lascar fighting. And he seems to be yelling, but you can't hear anything.
Okay.
Okay. DD.
Gracefully. Gonna slide up in here.
All right. The first strike does not hit. The second one does.
And then I'm gonna run away.
Okay.
Do I have good coverage right there? Am I hidden from him? From is my sight?
It angles downward. He can still see you from there. It's not like a huge boulder. It's just kind of like a rock that's got a throne carved into it, sort of. I put the chair there for reference.
Like you saying, like
He can see you.
waist high the rock is?
At that point, probably closer to like knee and below.
Oh, shit. All right, well, that's fine.
If you go 5 more feet up, it would be closer to waist high.
Okay, I'll go there. Give me a little coverage.
Okay. All right. So as you run up and he dodges with the nunchuk, and then you
Roundhouse kick.
strike him with a roundhouse kick, and then he obviously is taken aback by that, and you take off running. He is going to
The gingerbread man.
attempt to hit you with a spell. Actually, you know what? He's not going to do that one, that's for sure. Sorry, pardon. He's gonna go for the guiding bolt. You're gonna have half cover, which I think is a +2 to your AC for this. He's gonna do it at 2nd level. Oh no!
Okay, I am going to use my last coronal shift, and it is not verbal or somatic. It is just an ability. And I am going to see the bolt and know it's hitting, and I'm going to hold up my hand and I'm going to pull it back again,
Yeah, I'm
forcing
getting
him,
out on that.
forcing him to
Okay.
to recast his hit. Holy shit! God almighty!
All right. He saved your fucking bacon there, bud.
Oh boy!
All right, so that was the last coronal shift. So like you personally see as this bolt, because that is a shit ton of damage. Holy mother
God,
shit!
that was
ball.
Yeah, I would have been unconscious.
What's your max HP?
33.
33.
But I only have 16 or 18.
I'm
That
pretty sure
would've-
that would have killed you dead.
Yeah, that would have killed him dead.
Like
He would have been.
that would not have been
instant-
saving throws. That would have been dead. That's 29, 20, 34, 36, 36 in one hit. That you'd have been dead. So you see in your like, Carrick, you see Dee Dee fall
Dead.
completely and utterly dead. And as you see this, you wind it back, and whenever you do, it flies just harmlessly past him into the rock. Like,
Now, whenever he hit him, did he lose his concentration on the silence? Out of curiosity.
no. Mm-mm. Guiding bolt is not a concentration spell.
No. The silence.
Oh, he needs to make a Constitution save. What was the damage on that? It was 5, so it's going to have to just be a DC 10 because that's the higher of the two. So he does lose concentration.
Okay, so then Dee can hear Carrot going on as I wind it back.
All right, and that's going to
Holy
be it.
shit.
It's going to be it for his turn.
Quick game for DD.
Yeah, holy crap. That was nasty. Holy shit.
Clutch save. So now Lascar is going to charge Dee Dee. No, I'm just kidding. He's going to stab with both hands on his trident towards you, Krillock, with the first swing. So that's going to be 8, 6, 8 total damage. Is that right? 8, 9,
17.
17, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, 8.
I'll take it.
And then he is going to whip around with disadvantage and actually try to slash. He's going to do an arcing slash with this trident towards Ari, who he still knows is back there, just to let her know that he still knows that she's there. So with the disadvantage, it would just be the 9 damage.
I will parry that.
Parry it? Okay.
4 plus what's my 4?
I think it's just 4, so you would take the 5, I believe.
No, it's 4 plus my dex.
Oh, 4 plus your dex. I'm sorry. So then that is 4, so 8. So just 1 damage. Sorry.
It's alright.
I'm trying to keep up with a lot of stuff.
I understand.
No, you're just mad because you almost got a kill on. You got taken
Oh
away.
man, he would have been one more notch in my belt. All right, Carrick. The world erupts in sound around you.
All right. All right. So does the big guy here look like he is like on death's door to me, or does it look like he is still fighting hard?
It's exceptionally difficult to say because it seems like
Yeah,
he is just
true.
mindlessly trying to destroy what's in front of him at this point.
Yeah, he should be dead. I get it. Okay. All right. Well, seeing the potential damage that this guy up here did to Dee Dee, I would like to cast a level 1 magic missile. In.
Okay. All right. Unerringly, the missiles find their target.
And I will hold my ground right here. Now, with this guy taking damage, do I see him beginning to bleed, or is he looking a lot like the other undead guy?
Oh no, he's bleeding.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, he's
I
bleeding.
I will sigh a relief under my breath that at least he's bleeding.
Okay.
And that will be my. That'll be it.
All right. Socks is quickly trying to usher the turtles out. They're just going to take their turns on Socks' turn, so please try to help me remember that. Tonka is going to immediately follow behind Lily, not going past her, not getting too far away from her. He looks exceptionally concerned with what's going on around him right now. Contrarily, however, Clintrap is currently pressed up against the bars, and he's holding on to him, and he's shaking them with a lot of force. Like, you're right next to this, and now you can suddenly hear again with a lot of force. He's looking that direction. He's holding on to the wood and metal that this cage is created from, and he is shaking vigorously with an extreme amount of force that you would not think would come from a turtle this elderly. And he's screaming, "Tindra, Kilowog, no, no!" And he is just shouting. He doesn't seem to know anything else that's going on around him at this moment. He's trying to break through the wall of this cage. Krillock, that leads us into your turn as you can hear the voice of your uncle screaming these names out.
Krellick is extremely confused right now. Like, he wants to keep bashing at this guy, but he hears his uncle, so at the same time, he's like, I don't know.
Raging.
He's just gonna keep going for it because he doesn't. I mean, like, he doesn't know. So hey, keep going for it.
Keep on keeping on, man.
Yeah.
All right, well, that definitely hits again. You're so annoying.
What?
Why won't you let me kill you? No, not really.
You killed me.
So-
Okay, you got one kill. Okay.
So you make contact again. Pieces, big chunks at this point are starting to fall off, and it seems like where they break loose, more flesh just decays around the wound, and it's starting to physically appear like a moving corpse. So it's pretty obvious at this point. It was already relatively obvious that this thing was undead, but now it actually looks like an undead lizard folk fighting you. Ari.
I don't know how to kill it.
I don't either. So just keep attacking. But I think I want to be more focused. Like I know my weapon is piercing, but I want to attack its knee. I don't know if we have called shots in this game. Do we?
No.
It don't matter. I just so many different versions of games in my head.
Yeah, I understand. It took me. I almost gave you advantage for flanking, and that's not a thing in 5e. So
Oh, I flanked.
yeah, I mean, it was a good call, strategically speaking.
But
Anything else you'd like to do?
I'm just gonna stand here flustered with my weapon.
Okay,
Can't hit this thing. Can't kill this thing.
Lily, we are back to you.
But it is a homebrew.
Kralak doesn't do radiant damage.
Not that unless
Okay.
unless the
Sorry.
X that you gave me does radiant damage.
No, sorry,
Okay.
not yet. So finally able to focus on the fight, she notices Kralak is getting pretty hurt, so she's going to.
Look, Mister Hit and Run Away. She can't see you.
Fucking took a trident in the chest twice
We're besties.
and
Get over it.
died.
Get
Already
Uh,
died
over it.
once. in the
Okay. To
round.
be fair, Didi, like I was on the other side of the cage and there was two people blocking my view from you, and now again I'm on the other side of the cage and there's two people blocking my view from you. So
Plus,
she's
I'm a
just
turtle. Come
not
on.
able to see. She's gonna cast Healing Word.
Favoritism.
All right.
And she is going to say, wait, I had it. What did the cow say to the turtle? Get a move on. All right. Feel good. And you heal 5 points.
All right.
Got it.
So you hear Lily yell, "What does the cow say to the turtle?" And then the little bird comes fluttering and lands on your shoulder. Get a move on.
So she's gonna jump across this river again and just run over to the bridge, and I'll end my turn there.
Okay. Dee Dee.
All right. How big is that chair?
It's carved into the stone. The chair there is there for reference, that there is a seat there.
Oh, it's not a. Okay.
Yeah.
Then that changes my idea.
All right, what's your new idea?
Since this dude literally lit my ass up.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend my last key point
All right.
for flurry of blows.
Go on.
And I want
How do you want to kill it?
Oh, well, I'll just kick her in the face off the river, into the river.
Okay.
Just like, not a roundhouse kick, but like I do the whole spin and then just pop right in the fucking face.
Got it. All right. So you kick him in the face, and his lifeless corpse, through the force of the blow, flies back into the water and starts to bob lifelessly.
He's gonna cheer and then like, oh, realize he just killed someone.
All right.
And yeah, I'm gonna leave my turn there.
Okay. All right. Lascar is still up. He is still attacking. And he is going to, in typical fashion, continue. Only now he seems to be more focused entirely on Krillok. So the first one's going to be 11. And then if he hits on the second one, which he does, it will be 4. So a total of 15 points.
Ew.
Carrick, that will take us to you.
Okay, so seeing that the killer of men up there is in the river bobbing, and then looking over and seeing Carrick taking serious punishment. Krillock taking punishment. Carrick's going to reach in and he's going to pull out another magic missile. 2nd level.
All right.
At the big guy.
All right. Unerringly, they find their mark and leave gaping holes in his flesh that begin to, again, rot.
And he's going to exclaim, "How do we kill something that's already dead?"
All right. Anything else?
Yep. Got nothing. I don't know.
All right. Socks at this point is going to rush into the cage and attempt to try to pull Clintrap out. But in Clintrap's fervor and his own fury from what he's seeing, he doesn't really seem to be paying much attention to Socks, even though Socks is standing there. Hey, come on, Clintrap, we gotta go. We gotta go, man. Come on, we gotta go. Tonka is going to continue his run and jump across, landing behind Lily.
Wow, what a great caregiver.
And he is going to hold on just a damn second here, bud. Gosh. I've got to find it because his sheet was super hidden because I wasn't expecting to need it. Just goes to show you, your players can always surprise you. All right. So he is going to... Lily, you can hear him like clankily following behind you. And he's going to bash you in the back of the head with his mace. No, he's I don't know that anybody would actually notice how this happens, but he is going to cast Sacred Flame on this thing. But it has to make a dexterity save. And fail. And it takes 4 radiant damage, as at this point, the radiant light sort of falls down on this undead creature, and it's kind of got like a two-face look going now, Krilog, right in your face, where half of its face is just decayed, rotting, or skeletal, and then the other half is still maintaining the appearance of fully alive lizard folk. And Krilog, that takes us to your turn.
Krok's can do the only thing he knows what to do.
He's gonna Krilog.
He's gonna Krillok. So I have no way to make. I have slashing or bludgeoning.
I wish we had like Vanilla Ice in here to rap about how you could fight him. Then maybe that would help.
The House of Pain would definitely help. But you know what? Krillok's bringing down the House of Pain. But he actually did not. So I'm just gonna walk away from that.
All right, I'm gonna take that as the end of your turn.
Yep, that's it.
All right. There's a lot going on. Yeah. Now, mind you, Krillock in a rage.
What?
What the hell happened?
Drink the potion, you idiot!
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I'm not done with my turn yet. I am also gonna drink. I haven't said. Yes, I'm getting 8 more hit points too.
Okay. I will allow it. Okay, so
Bonus action.
there's a lot going on right now. You still hear your uncle's voice. He's screaming those names at you, and it's just kind of like it's getting to you. Yeah, he manages to sort of catch your great axe
He's in my head.
in his trident points. All right, Ari, it is to you.
I'm gonna attack. Then, yay. But I will. Yeah, there we go. I will respond to Carrick as he's yelled out earlier. Whatever, how do we kill? I will suggest maybe fire. I don't know. And I'm done.
All right, Lily.
I am going to make my Arcana check to figure out what the lizard thing is, and I do have advantage because of my goggles, and it is a creature.
Go on.
Do my roll?
Yeah, it's you have an advantage on investigation checks, right? Or is it Arcana? I don't remember what it is. What do your goggles do? What are they called?
I have advantage on intelligence Arcana checks made to reveal information about a creature or object you can see.
Got it. All right. Honestly, what you can see at this point is just that it's an undead lizard, and that it appears to still be moving and manipulating through magical means that have pushed it past its life. I don't really know at this moment how else to. It's just undead. It's an undead lizard folk. It's not like a lich or anything.
So there's no more information other than it's undead.
Yeah, it's an undead lizard folk. It was a really big one when it was alive, and so it was a really big one when it's dead now.
Mm-hmm.
I will say you feel like at this point it seems like it had a task that it was supposed to accomplish, and it is unerringly going to attempt to do whatever it needs to make that happen. So it doesn't seem to have any form of free will. I'll say that.
Okay, and that is my action, so that will end my turn.
Okay. Dee Dee.
Okay.
You feel lucky?
What?
Nothing. I'm just picking.
Oh. So hearing Ari say fire, would it take an action to pull a torch and light a torch?
Yes.
And as a bonus action, could I try to catch him on fire?
I think you get to do an unarmed attack if you attack. Like, so if you use the attack action, if I'm not mistaken, with your martial arts, if you
that's
use your
all
attack
I
action,
use it. I get 2 attacks if I attack.
right? So it would take your entire round to light the torch. That would be your action.
Okay, then I will take my turn. I'll sit where I'm at and light a torch.
Okay, you get the torch lit.
And that's my turn.
Okay. All right, so now it's going to be Laskar's turn, and he is going to spread the love this time, first at Krillock, and then secondly at Ari. 16 misses you, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And I'm sure that 11 misses you, so he slashes out at both of you. It seems like his attacks are getting more frantic, but he still maintains the same sort of consistent determination. Carrick.
All right, I will fire a firebolt at it.
That will definitely hit.
And that's gonna be my it's gonna be my round.
All right. Socks is going to continue frantically trying to get Clintrap to turn his attention away from what he is watching. Again, unsuccessfully. And Tonka is going to replay that last go round in his noggin again, and he's gonna give it another. Actually, you know what? I don't know that he would do that. At this point, he has more movement, so he's actually going to rush forward until he gets to where he can lean over this banister, and he is going to reach out and cure wounds on Krillock. So it's going to be 8 healing. I'm sorry. It didn't cast that properly, apparently. So that's going to be 8 plus 2. So it's going to be 10 healing. I don't know why I didn't cast that properly. All right.
We're good.
Krillock, coming back to you.
Seeing as how from what I'm seeing, I'm still actually doing a shit ton of damage to this guy, and I really feel like I'm doing work.
Oh, you've done a shit ton of work.
I'm gonna keep going at him with the old great axe there. I mean, like, it looks like I'm destroying this guy, even though I don't think I am. Eric doesn't think Krillock is, but Krillock thinks he is.
Third wall.
What's the third wall?
It's the fourth wall, Bubba. It's
I
cool.
think the
Don't
third
worry.
wall is the one on the right, isn't
I
it?
don't know. Fuck it off. Couple beers in, okay?
Clip it. Okay. Unfortunately,
You knew what I was talking about, so fuck off.
unfortunately, that obviously doesn't hit. You swing through, and it just happens to be a point where there's already a huge amount of flesh that has fallen off the bones, and it just kind of passes through what would normally be a strong, solid hit. Ari,
I don't know what to do, Uncle.
Just gonna attack this thing because I have no other means of. I'm just distracting it. Holy crap!
all right,
All right, I'm done.
okay, Lily.
Lily is going to do something stupid. Does 13 hit?
No,
Every-
unfortunately, it doesn't.
Then nothing happens.
Okay. Anything else?
She's gonna yell at, I guess we're calling him Steven, and say, help?
All right.
And that'll it.
All right, Dee Dee, your turn.
Can I do 2 unarmed strikes or using or how would that work?
You can use your attack as an unarmed strike, or you can attack with a torch as what we would call it a club and add fire damage. Which I think club is a monk weapon.
Or would that be a 1d4 plus my modifier?
Hold on.
Oh no, my monk. 1d4 is my unarmed. 1d6 would be my nunchucks.
Why is this not showing me the thing? Yeah, 1d4.
A 1d4.
So it'll be a 1d4 plus 1d4 fire if you hit with the club. So just do nunchucks and we'll roll damage separately.
Well, nunchucks is 1d6.
You know what? Just roll the nunchucks and we'll call it the damage. But it's fire.
Okay. Oh, but I only can hit once. Okay.
Now you can do your unarmed strikes after that, just with the torch one time. All right, so 7 fire damage.
A 12 hits?
Oh shit! No, it doesn't hit.
Okay, then I'm a punch.
Okay. Just jump straight to damage on that one. 10 doesn't hit either.
Oh shit, how much movement did I use?
$20 feet.
I go there. And that's my turn.
All right.
Looking for a tree.
Okie dokie. He's going to lash out at Krillock. 16 hit? No.
Nope.
All right. His second attack he is going to direct towards Ari. 24, I'm guessing, does hit.
24 does, but he doesn't have disadvantage.
19. Yeah, he's got 19.
Did Krillock hit him last turn?
I don't remember.
He did
didn't.
not.
So yeah, 24 would.
Okay, yeah, never mind.
So that's going to be 15 damage, Ari. And then that will end its turn. Carrick.
Alrighty, I will just continue to attack. I will use. I'm gonna cast another firebolt and save some spells.
Just
14
barely misses.
Okay. I will just keep casting, and I'm gonna keep saying, just kill it, hit it.
All right, so we're gonna skip through the Socks and Clint trap because that's still happening in essentially the same way. We're gonna do a Tonka attack for the Sacred Flame. He does fail. All right, this thing is barely holding itself together at this point. Krillock. Just fucking kill it.
Kydex! Smash!
There we
Hey,
go.
how do you want to do this?
Smash through face!
All right. So, bringing your great axe up to bear. Oh, that is not what I meant to do right there. Hold on one moment.
It's so peaceful now that he's dead.
Butterflies are
Funny how that works.
and
So, bringing your great axe up to bear, you crash it down through his skull. It splits it in twine and then continues all the way down, cracking and breaking through every bone as it goes through until you find your great axe is buried into the ground. And what's left is rotted, decayed, and broken lizard folk split in 2 pieces.
but is there loot?
And as I'm assuming, as your enemy finally falls, there's nothing else to swing around you, so your rage would dissipate. Yes. So as your rage dissipates, your spectral guardians disappear as well, right?
Yes.
All right. So they start to fade, and you look over towards your uncle, and he looks just absolutely despaired, like he just saw something horrible happen, and you're not really sure what's going on. But it is 12:15 at this point. We went a little bit extra because we started a little bit late. So we're gonna call it there. We'll pick this back up next week. It'll be Monday, the same time, provided that there's not something that prevents us from doing it. check on the website, puffinsofdoom.com. We do have a schedule that we keep posted there. And I believe we have Goblin Campaign Wednesday at normal time, which would be 8, or are we doing normal time, which was 9? I can't remember.
If Tom says it's good, then 8.
Okay. So keep an eye on our schedule on the website. That's the easiest way to track it, or jump into our Discord. You can find a
That's-
link to it on the website.
Wednesday, right? Wednesday at 8?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, that is good. I'm good with Wednesday.
So Wednesday at 8, we should be doing our next Goblin and hopefully figuring out what the hell's going on with King Jareth, because we hadn't seen him yet. Are we going to go save Legor? We don't really care about Legor.
Nobody
Okay.
cares about Legor.
All right, but thanks everybody. Thanks for our new
wait.
folks. What?
I have a question. Like, let's just say I just now started watching Tiermora tonight,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to know the events that led up to tonight. Is there a place where I would be able to go to find said information?
You know what?
I don't-
There is
there?
actually. You could.
What?
You can go to YouTube. Well, first of all, you can come to us in Discord to ask these questions if there are more questions. However, if you want to catch up, we do have our videos for Tiermora that have been uploaded to our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/puffinsofdoom, all one word.
Would you be able to post that maybe in like the chat thing that's over that way? I got there's a little delay, so yeah, like if you posted it over there, so if anybody that was new could find it, or possibly, you know, other folks that could subscribe. Thank you.
Yep,
So
there we go.
I'll subscribe to that real quick.
So thanks everyone for our new folks that joined us. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you. We really enjoy doing this. So come back. We like sharing our fun with as many people as we can. Again, website, Discord. We're here. We're out there. You can find us on Twitter, Puffins of Doom. You can find I think most of us separately on Twitter as well.
So you're saying Puffins of Doom has a Twitter? Like, would that be something that would be posted over there?
Wait, what is Twitter?
Like, is that something that would be posted over there?
Okay, I feel like the best thing that I can do at this point is so if you have any questions about how to get in touch with us, you can find us in various different places, like on Twitter at. I have to make sure I'm doing this right with like the capitalization, because Twitter is finicky about things like that. So yeah, so there's that at Puffins of Doom for Twitter. You can find us there. That's our overarching, wonderful Twitter page.
Is there a nice Instagram?
I don't have an Instagram. No,
Oh my
we don't have an
Instagram. I'm done.
yeah, the Instagrams we haven't done an Instagrams yet, because I honestly don't know who would take the best pictures of food, and so once we figure out who takes the best pictures of food,
would take the best.
we'll have them do the Instagram
Yes,
posts.
Rog would take the best pictures.
Wait. But Rock's just got a new smoker.
And
I've cooked on that thing every day since I've gotten it.
Good night, everybody. Thank you for watching.
Rog would.
Thanks
Hands down, Rog.
everyone. Come back on
It would just
Wednesday.
be a foot sitting on a smoker.
Come back on Wednesday. If you're not sure about the foot joke, I'm gonna get the Goblin campaign posted up on YouTube hopefully tomorrow, so you'll have the chance to catch up on that before we come around to it on Wednesday. So thanks again, everybody.
I died in this game already.
You are dead, and we need to see.
Jesus.